Tweet sent.
That was on stream, by the way, but that's good. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Roll for Damage, where a group of us geeky friends decided to get together and showcase our storytelling through Dungeons and Dragons for all of the interwebs. We just have a couple of announcements tonight before we get into the session. We've uploaded the player interviews that you saw last week, and we'll see again this week during our break to our YouTube channel. Please feel free to take a look at them if you haven't. Our link is in our Twitch panels down below. Also, the VOD of our first session is up on our YouTube channel as well. VODs of our sessions are going to be uploaded on Mondays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time to our YouTube channel for your consumption. If you missed last week, feel free to check it out there. Now, I believe we have an announcement from Chad. Chad, go ahead.
Okay, I will do that. So, hello. So, I know what you're thinking. Video? Who has time for that crap? I need to consume things with my ears. Lucky you. We now has a podcast. We are on several different platforms right now. We are on Anchor. We are on Spotify. We are on Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts. More will be to come as soon as I figure out how to manually distribute stuff. But we have 5 things so far, and we've had like maybe 4 whole people listen. We're doing so great, guys. We've made it. Week 2 and we're freaking famous.
When do the podcasts come out?
I was going to get to that. I was just enjoying my brief moment of fame. They will be coming out Wednesdays by 1 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, it should be automatic on all the platforms I just said at the same exact time. So hooray.
All right. Thanks, Chad.
You're welcome.
All right, I think that's everything. So, with that, I believe it's time to jump into tonight's session of Roll for Damage.
I have ankles again.
Okay, that's great. You were just on stream when you said that. All right.
Yeah, that was the last of our announcements.
Yeah, that's great. All right, guys. So, last we left off, the group just met one another in Dash, the city of Dash, a city of invention and innovation, and not very many regulations. They met together in the Gilded Gear Inn in the promenade of the city, all coming from various different places, seeming to have maybe a similar objective. They set out to learn more within this pub looking for someone that they didn't really know what they were looking for. They just had a brief description. But eventually saw a female figure come in and addressed her. She explained that she was also looking for a man named Logan that seemed to be of some importance to various members of the current group. After a bit of time, another figure came in, a half-orc woman who seemed to have some information on Logan. The half-elven woman named Al explained that she'd pay you if you did the grunt work of finding Logan, as she had other important things to do and really didn't want to get caught up in anything. She just wanted the information that she had requested from him. You proceeded to follow the directions that you were given by this half-orc woman to the gorge, the second lower district of Dash, where Dobby is quite familiar with. Quinn and Oriana took off after Baltaim and Peregrine, telling them that the other two had been following them. Eventually, you all just decided to come together as you had a similar goal of finding this figure, and made your way towards this safe house printed on a map. You found it in sort of a quieter district of Dash, and after a bit of reconnaissance, decided that you were going to enter. Having one half of the group head to the side door and the other stay in the front, you attempted to open the door only to find it locked. And those at the front attempted to knock, but didn't get a reply. Using your arcane abilities, Baltaim blew off the lock on the side door, and Sinric kicked open the front door, making your presence well known had anyone been in there. No one was inside, and after a bit of investigation, you found some strange writing in the bedroom area, giving you some trepidation of what might be going on with this individual. But you were given a location that perhaps there's something going on in the sewers. As you were leaving this area, you came under fire from an unknown source. And that is where we pick up tonight. So, we've already rolled initiative. So, I think we'll get right into it. Let me get some music on here. When we can start. All right. Should start playing in a second, hopefully. Okay. So, first up is Baltaim. You watched as Sinric was pounded in the chest by 3 beams of light before a figure darted away from the door. You're muted.
I'm just gonna pull out my sword and then I'm gonna head the direction that Cindric was just got shot at.
Okay, go ahead.
And I just kind of like slowly walk by him. Oh, where'd they go?
It looks like they ran to the right. To the right.
All right, and I'm just gonna keep going out into try to the building and see.
Okay, so when you get there, you see. Let me do this. Sorry. You see this gentleman, this gentleman, and this gentleman. So you're basically flanked on all sides, and then this figure sort of just off to your left-hand side.
Kind of just go, well, this is my birthday already. I'm going to, you see this like mist start coalescing onto my breastplate and my breastplate and my form, and starts to like jag it out and sharpen around me as I cast armor packages.
Okay. So yeah, you feel the shadows in the darkness streak up your form and coalesce into this like darkened blackish mist before and on your armor is like these blackened spikes of ice, as you now have your ability on you. I believe you used all your movement to get there.
Yeah, I did. So
all right.
I'm just
You still have a
there.
bonus action. Is there anything you would like to do with that?
No.
Okay. So that's your turn.
Yep.
All right. It is this gentleman here. He sees you, and he will. What does he want to do? Yeah, he will point his staff at you. I believe he has a staff. Yeah, he points the staff at you and mutters a couple of words, and 3 of those beams of light streak out at you.
Looks like it is your birthday and you asked for pain.
As he does that, I'll my shield will come up, and then another arcane shield will block it.
It's magic missile. You can't block it.
Shield.
Oh, shield automatically blocks it off. Okay, yeah. So they slam into it and dissipate, and he grunts, but he will. 1, 2, 3, and he says something in a language you don't understand as he passes. And so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. He moves down in this direction. All right. At that point, it is. All right. So that's your turn. That's his turn. Okay, one there. Here. Okay. All right, that's their turn, and then it is these guys. So one guy is going to come up. I guess they were both just going to flank you and go to strike you. There's these 2 individuals. Okay, so all right, so they have advantage. Miss. The first one misses. Does a 19 hit you?
19 does not hit me.
All right. So they both attempt to strike you, and your shield, their blows. And next is Quinn.
Okay, cool. I would like to, let's see, from where I am, is Baltium standing in the doorway, or is
Yeah,
he
he's like
where
he's like right in front of the doorway.
right in front of the door? Okay, so there's no way I could actually get outside.
You could.
There's still the side door.
You could get past him, but you may.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't see these. I mean, you kind of see him like taking. I guess attacks. You see him like deflecting it, so you know that something's out there. But yes, you could get past him, but you may be striked as you do it.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to run up past Sinric, and as I go, or a bonus action, I would like to. Let me still check out prepared. And come on. Hell yes, I did. I would like to, as a bonus action, cast Healing Word.
Okay.
So I'm going to start that. Come on. That's
all right.
Not
7. You heal 7 hit points, Sinric.
And then.
Sweet, thank you.
No problem. I'm going to run up. So I can get past Baltium to here. Is that possible?
Sorry. Yeah, you can get there.
Great. So from there, I'm going to just go ahead and start with.
Which one are you hitting?
Yeah. I think I'm going to start with this guy right here. And I'm just going to get Abigail two-handed and whip out the hammer and get a good old smashing.
Okay. So who are you? What you're hitting? Which guy?
I'm hitting the guy that is to the left of Baltaim.
Okay. So this one here, this guy.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm gonna. I don't know why that came up as advantage, but that
So a 9.
was garbage.
9 does not hit. As you swipe at him, he dodges out of the way and sneers at you.
Okay. So as I do that and whiff entirely, I'm just gonna look at Baltaim. Hey, friends of yours.
Can't say they are.
Yeah. What a delightful town. And that is all for me.
Okay. Next is Dobby.
Got you. I look over at Ori and I'm like, fuck, do they not fucking plan? Ori, make sure they don't die, okay? I look over at the dog. Perry, just follow me, okay? And he starts going out the side door. Can I go out the side door?
You can. Yes.
Okay, cool. So that'll be what? I think it's 30 feet.
You have
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
You can just
35.
you have 25 feet of movement, I believe, right?
No, I have 35 at this point.
Okay. So then, yeah, you can whatever your 35 feet is.
Okay, cool. Boom.
Okay. I think you're one too far.
Actually, wait. Maybe right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So you
okay,
see
and
that
then do
gentleman?
Boom. And then how is he just right next to me?
Yep.
All right, cool. So I'm running out. I see him like, oh shit! And then I pull out, the dagger, the sword, and I'm like, okay, time to get sashimi'd, asshole.
Okay.
And I go for an attack.
Okay, go ahead.
No, that's the dagger. There we go. Please, and okay, that misses.
Yes, that does miss. So you go to strike at him, and he deftly dodges out of the way and sneers at you.
Okay, cool. And then I go with the dagger in the other hand.
Scimitar is light, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's so.
And why isn't the dagger showing up? Oh, there we go.
Okay, that hits,
Ooh.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That would be a good hit.
Boom.
you don't get sneak attack.
Yeah. Was that on there?
Yeah.
Got
And you
you,
don't
so
get your
that's-
dex bonus either. Because this is your offhand.
Got you. So it would just be the
One
plus the 4.
plus the 4. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So 5 damage. Nice. Okay.
That's a respectable number. Good job.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that is your turn. I believe
Yep,
that was
that
your
is the end of
movement.
my
You're okay. All right. It is Oriana. Your turn.
Okay, so Oriana looks a little panicked as all this starts going down. Kind of just under her breath, Thickin. Pulls out her violin and will move in this sort of direction here. Would I be able to see this guy right here from that position? No. Okie dokie. How about
Like this
here?
is a no. This is like a think of like a door. It's like a doorway, and he's stepped through it, so you can see Baltaim, but you can't really. And you've seen like swords swiping, but you can't really see there. You'd have to get much closer. You'd have to
So
pretty
let's see,
much
that
get.
was-
You'd pretty much have to get like up to beside him to actually see out the door, because it's just a house door.
Okay. So that's 5, 10, 15. So I got 15 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm. So you can choose to go out the side door if you want, where Dobby went.
Probably what I'm gonna do, but before I do that, I'm going to, on my violin, play a little ditty, just a little ditty to accompany something, as I look at this tall man next to me, towering over my frame, and just... His scarred arms tell all, a life long yet fully lived, certainly not small. And used a bardic inspiration on it.
All right. So Sinric, is it a D6?
Yes.
Take a D6 of inspiration.
Excellent. Thank you.
And then I will follow Master Pons outside, since I probably heard some scuffling going on over here. And let's see, is this verbal or somatic? Oh, verbal. I'll just scream, Scheiße!
Okay.
At the guy Dobby is attacking and cast Mind Sliver. Oh, not great.
Okay. So mine's the so DC 14. But he. What is it? Wisdom?
Intelligence.
Oh, intelligence. He just succeeds.
Fuck.
All right. So you attempt to speak and go inside of his mind, and he takes it for a second. And he pushes you out, and you feel the force of his will push you out of his mind, and he just glares at you.
Smart fucker, aren't ya?
Is that your turn?
That's all I got.
All right, Sinric.
All right, so I see people at both doors, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
can I
you
actually cast-
see, you don't see anyone here, but you saw Ori go out there and cast something, and you watched Dobby go out, and you heard the sounds of like swinging weapons and things like that. And then here you've seen again, you saw the original guy that fired at you, and then you see Baltaim currently like warding off to two attackers, although it's hard to see them.
Yeah, but I probably see
And you saw
Quinn behind him as well.
You saw Quinn swing at someone, but again, you just don't have a clear visual of that person. But yes, you know there are things going on both sides.
All right. Can I pass through like friendly spaces?
Yes, you can.
All right, so I'm going to come out the side door and look and kind of determine what direction I'm going there. I'm just going to put my token there because I can't put it on top of Ori.
Okay, so
For
it's
now,
15 feet of movement. You
yep.
got there.
So
You kind
with
of
that
see
being
this mess
said,
here.
yeah, does this guy look like the guy that shot me or no?
This guy looks like the guy that shot you, but you can't really get to him because of he's blocking the way down. Like you won't be able to get by him right now because there's not enough room here, and Dobby's like right in front.
So I
they're
won't be
kind-
able to come like here or here.
No, because the door is like this map's kind of weird, but like the door is like right here, where Ori kind of is. She came out of
So
it.
like these aren't.
Oh, I'm blocking
overhangs
the
or
door?
anything like that.
No, that's the actual building. If you think of like the roof, it maybe comes out like not even a foot, you know. So it's like there's not a lot of space. It's about like 5-6 feet here. in this alleyway. What you do see, like, if you come out, you do see it opens up beyond this like little shed that he's like just standing in front of. If you were like to move like further down the house, but yeah, not where you currently are.
Okay, so there's not like another door over here or anything
There is.
like that.
There is the back door.
Yeah.
That probably would have been smarter. Okay, well, I mean,
You can
yeah,
choose to go up this way if you want. Because you can go through Ori's space and come up towards where Quinn and Baltaim are, or you can go back towards the back door.
Yeah, if I see the guy that shot me, I'm probably not even going to worry about that.
Okay, so, yeah, wherever you would like to go.
Yeah, okay, I kind of got no choice but to kind of stay here.
Okay, so you're just staying? Doing anything else?
See, I used 15 feet, right?
Yep.
So that's 20, 25. So I can move on a diagonal from here, right? So that would be 5, and then the second would be the 10. So theoretically, I could move up to here and still be at my 30 feet of movement.
Well, you can't get there is what I'm saying, because you have to... there's no way to get by this guy right now. He's not a friendly, so you can't get by. You cannot go by him, because there's no room. Like, the house is right here. So there's no room to get by there unless you push him out of that space.
So I can't skirt the I can't skirt on a diagonal against an enemy. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, no. Like, if this guy was your friend, I would say that you could use the diagonal movement to get there. But because he's kind of blocking the way, imagine like there's no way to get around him. He's like in your way. And he's not a small creature. He's like a medium-sized, sort of darkish, elven-looking gentleman.
All right. So I'm just going to use my 30 feet of movement to come up to here.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing on this guy here.
Okay.
Let me find it here. So that's going to be a 19
That hits.
for 10 damage.
All right. You stab out with your halberd, and you watch Baltaim as this blade pierces right through this guy's chest, and he just coughs out blood, and then falls limp on the halberd as Singer pulls it back, and he is dead.
Glad you're on my side.
You got the other one.
Yeah, I think I got this one.
All right.
Excellent.
You doing anything else?
Nope, I used up all my movement, and I can't
Alright.
reach the other guy.
All right. Perry.
Okay. I'm going to let out like an ear-shattering howl, which does nothing except terrify people, and I'm gonna follow where Davi said to go. Can I get to here?
Yeah, but you're still inside the house
Okay.
there.
Okay, and there's no way for me to get.
Unless you go out the back door. But you're a dog and you guys never opened the door, so
Mm-hmm.
you're probably not getting that open.
Stuck. Okay.
Unless you unwild shape.
Yeah, no. Okay. Then I am going to hold a bite attack for when he gets into range.
Okay. Sounds good. That's it?
And just growl.
Okay. Alright. Baltaim, it is your turn.
All right. I'm gonna go clutch my sword and then just go the full strike on him.
Alright. Do it.
21.
Yeah, that hits.
Ooh,
Nice.
for 8 damage.
All right, you slash down with your longsword, and you cut a vicious gash in his body as he attempts to block it, but is unable to, and he's bleeding profusely, but just managing to stay alive.
I would surrender if I was you.
He just
So life it is, I guess.
You doing anything else?
No, that's gonna be it.
Okay. It is this guy. He's in an interesting situation here. He is going to reach out his hand to you, Dobby, and attempt to grab you and speak an incantation and attempt to shocking grasp you.
Gotcha.
Does 15 hit you?
15, yeah. Straight hits me.
Okay. So he does 3 damage to you as you feel this jolt ride through your body, and as he does that to you, he steps back, and you are unable to take reactions. So.
Oh, my man.
And you don't know where he is anymore. So I'll put, sorry. So, Delirium. Alright, so he steps out of sight, and you have no idea where he's gone.
Gotcha.
Okay. And that is his turn. So now let's see. What will this guy do? Yeah. Okay. This guy will. You watch as this gentleman runs around the side of the house, seemingly coming from the back, and he pulls out a hand crossbow and goes to fire it at you, Dobby.
Oh!
He misses. So the bolt, you just dodge out of the way and it goes wide, and Ori, it almost hits you, but goes past you as well, and slams into the building beside you both. And you see him starting to reload the bolts. And then running around the other side, coming right up in your face, is another gentleman that also came from the back of the house as he runs up in front of you and will go to swing at you with his short sword. Does 21 hits. I know that.
Oh, 21 hits! Ah!
Okay. And 6 piercing damage as he stabs into you with the short sword.
Ah! Oh, that's gonna leave a scar.
Alright. It is these guys. Seeing what you did to his friend, or to him, and what happened to his friend, he is going to swing out at you, Baltaim, in an attempt to take you out. Or at least do the damage to you that you did to him. 17 to hit?
That just hits me.
Okay. Not great damage. 2 damage. Two slashing damage as he slashes out with the scimitar and slashes across you.
He takes 5 cold damage.
He as the damage hits you, those spikes of ice slam into him, and you watch as unknowingly as he slashes down on you, these things pierce his body and just and falls over dead.
Nice.
It's surrender.
All right, he is gone. And Quinn, it is your turn.
Okay, and can I hear sounds of combat coming around from the side?
Yeah,
here?
you do. You hear Dobby take damage.
Cool. In that case, I'm going to head over this way, so that's as far as I can get right there.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can see that guy, I am going to... Let's see. Yeah, I am going to hit him with my fanciest of cantrips, Illuminate.
Illuminate might be tough here because you're going to be going through two of your allies in this small space, and it's like a beam, and you might hit them. So that one might be a little bit hard.
Okay, in that case, I will go for the old classic, the Sacred Flame.
Yeah, that one's fine. Because you can see
Sweet.
him. You just... Alright, let's see. Natural 20. So
Dang
he
it.
succeeds. Hey, at least you used it on a save rather than a attack, right?
I'm not complaining. Just
Alright, you gonna do
why
anything
must it
else?
be me?
You still have a bonus, I believe, right?
Yeah, I do. But I don't have anything I can do. Well, how's Dobby looking?
He's hurt,
Okay.
bleeding a little bit.
All right. Yeah, in that case, what the heck? Yeah, as a bonus, I'm going to reach up and grab the necklace that I have on just under the armor and healing word, old Dobby.
Oh wow, you heal 8.
Dang.
Nice.
Nice.
Max healing.
Oh yeah.
All right. It is your turn, Dobby.
Back in the
got
fight,
you.
little man.
I'm back in it, baby. He looks over at Quinn, sees the big lug coming this way. She's like, "Okay, strategic retreat." He's gonna disengage,
Okay.
and then he's gonna move back into. Wait, I can move back into the
The
building,
house.
right?
Yep.
Gotcha. So it's gonna be 5, 10. Actually, no. It'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Where's the window in this direction? Because there's two
There's a
windows
door-
right here.
There's
right?
oh yeah. So the window is like right here.
Got you. And then the door is right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then it's just a solid door. There's not like a door window.
Well, it's like I'm letting you move freely in here, but you're like walking through the archway into the kitchen, and then there's like a door at the end of the kitchen that leads out into the outside.
Got you.
It's got
Okay,
like a
okay.
little tiny window in it, but with like the little curtains on it. But yeah, you can't like see out, really, and you'd have to open the door.
Would he also have to get a stool to see out the window? Because, I mean,
Probably, actually, yeah,
I'm just saying the way most doors with windows are structured.
yeah. He couldn't see through it.
Okay, cool. And then I use my action to disengage, so I can't open that door. So I'm gonna chill right here.
Okay, so you're chilling. Ori, you just saw this
I did my
guy
front line.
stab Dobby in his gut, and watch Dobby sort of run away after being healed by Quinn, who's now behind you.
Yeah. My front line is gone.
You still got Perry, who's a dog.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
your
but
front
you
line-
have a
she's
good
not. She's
girl.
not standing in between me and the bad guys, though.
Oh yeah. True. True.
Not yet, but she's such a good girl.
Yes.
She is a very good girl. Okay. I will inspire Quinn then, as I play a little ditty on my violin again, as I sing in a much better voice than I will do. There will come a ginger whose weapon is Abigail. He will search for what is lost. Wait. He will search for what he has lost. Allay, allay, allure. And then I will
Very
I
nice. You
mistyped
feel
something.
inspired, Quinn, and you can take a
I-
d6.
I, Chad, feel inspired. That was actually very nice.
I've been working on it.
I should go out and get my life together.
So that's my bonus. I will then cast Dissonant Whispers on the guy in front of me or guy behind him?
Which
Guy
one?
in front of me.
Okay.
Guy in front of me.
So this guy.
Yep.
What is that? A wisdom save?
I will tell you in a moment. Wisdom save.
Okay.
Ooh, good damage too.
He fails.
All right.
Hmm.
12 points of psychic damage,
Alright.
and I believe he moves as... Oh. Well, as far as his speed allows away from me, but there's a little hut in his way, so I don't know what you want to do about
Well,
that.
it uses his reaction, so he has to run. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, so he ran, and you watched as the psychic energy flows throughout his head, and these, and you watch as like his eyes start bleeding, and his ear and nose starts bleeding as he runs.
And
terrified for
Quinn would probably notice as the spells cast, some of the arcane glyphs on my horn start glowing gold.
There you go.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
And
Would the
I
You have,
dog
will-
notice?
you have movement, so.
I think the dog has a pretty high passive perception.
Well, the dog
Um,
can't see really out.
I'm
yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna
see it.
move towards the back door as well. I don't think I can quite get to it. but
Okay. All right.
Give Dobby some backup in case he needs it.
All right. Sinric.
So I'm gonna use my movement to come up here. Oh crap. So I'm moving this way
Mm-hmm.
and coming up this way. So it's
Okay, as
5,
you get
10,
there, you see.
25, 30.
Okay, as you get there, you see here. This guy has been waiting.
Okay. Is he doing anything?
He's just waiting right now, but he sees you, obviously running.
Okay. Well then, I'm going to, since I can't do anything from here, one more step. I mean, was that too much to ask? I'm going to use my dash to come up next to him.
Okay.
Nice.
And then, that was my action. So
Okay.
I can't really do anything.
All right. It's your turn,
Okay.
Aaron.
If I come out here, can I squeeze through this area, or is this too tight a squeeze? Right here.
Yeah, you have to come out up here,
Right.
and then you have to come down.
Okay, that's fine. I've got 40
So you-
feet of movement.
Yeah, so you can move like up
So,
here, and then 1, 2,
yeah,
and you can
2,
get in front
3.
of this guy if you want.
So I can get here.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to. Ooh! And then I'm going to bite this motherfucker.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a 21!
All
Good
right,
lord.
you hit.
Ooh, nice.
So I basically
As you
pounce on
bite his
ass
leg.
for 4 piercing,
Ah,
and he has to make a DC 11 strength saving throw or I knock him prone.
all right. I think
Good
he.
girl. You're gonna get
Yeah,
all
he
the belly
fails.
rubs.
So he falls prone as you're on top of him, like biting at him.
Just kind of doing that little dog shake
All
thing.
right. Is that
Yeah,
your turn?
She's
That's it.
worrying him.
All right. Baltaim.
Remind me to stop at the fantasy store later and get fantasy bagel strips.
Okay. Baltaim, it's your
Can
turn.
I see Dobby and Ori do this through the?
Now that you're like looking back, you would have seen them run through the house. Yes.
I mean,
Mr.
you probably
Pond.
also. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. What's going on, Paul?
Where am I going?
Yeah, go around on the side, okay? I'm trying to get this damn wizard.
Looks back around, like which side, and I follow Cinrix and see what looks like he's in a hurry
Okay.
to go this way.
So you see the wizard there.
And is this the same as the other side? There's no like moving through this little gap?
Yeah, you won't be able to, like, this is like a 5-foot
Okay.
or a 6-foot space here. It's not a large alleyway.
I just say, Mr. Sin, I would duck if I was you, and I'm gonna hold out my hand, and some black energy comes out of it as I shoot Eldritch Blast.
All right,
Nice.
That's a
that
20.
hits.
Nice.
You and those Eldritch Blast
9
rolls, even in
damage,
the other
nice.
games.
Man.
Damage.
All right, he takes the hit as this force damage slams into him. He looks hurt. Anything else?
Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
All right. What does he want to do? He's in a bad place right now.
So I mean, is this guy like looking at me in the eyes or like in the chest or?
He's looking up at you
In
because
the-
you're
in the
taller than
crotch?
him. He's probably about 6 feet, but you're still a bit taller than him. All right. I need you. He's gonna try to do this in hopes that. Yeah, in hopes that it gets you off of him. I need you to make a wisdom save, Cineric.
Oh, good lord! I just got up to the guy. I'm crossing my fingers here.
Roll high.
Roll
Yeah.
high, roll high, roll high.
That's an
Hey!
18.
Yeah, you're able to. He speaks an incantation, but you manage to, just shrug it off, and he.
Nice.
What's he gonna do here?
Just anger, determination on the face.
Yeah, he's gonna attempt to just like move away from you.
Okay, well, he's going to attempt to get a weapon to the face
Yep.
if he does.
Go ahead.
Get him.
I think that's the best phrasing I've ever heard.
So
It's
that's a
that
nat
hard.
20.
Yeah. So he attempts to start running away from you, and you pierce right through him. Go ahead and roll damage.
So it's
Yeah.
9.
How do you wanna take him out?
So this was the guy. I just want to confirm this was the guy that I did recognize that shot me, right?
Yes.
Okay, I want to grab into his shoulder with the halberd and
Okay, so
pull
you
him,
dig into the
towards me.
shoulder and pull him into you.
and I'm going to stick one of my hands towards his mouth and try and rip his jaw off.
Okay. So you pull him in with a halberd, and then
Ow.
you release the halberd, and it kind of like tinks to the ground, and you grab one side of his head and the bottom of his jaw, and you just and you watch as his jaw just rips open and blood before he
I
falls limp
hate
in your grasp.
casters. Stupid
And-
magic.
And you just throw him to the ground and pull your halberd back out.
And only Baltaim got to see
Yeah,
this
but
happen.
he's just like, I'm really glad you on my awesome.
All right, that was his turn.
What's funny is you probably see this demented smile too on my face.
This guy is going to.
Just wiggling the disembodied jaw in his hand.
This guy's going to stand up with have his movement, and he's going to attempt to slash at you. 19 to hit.
Oh, that most certainly hits.
Oh, you can't hit the pepper.
No, the dog has chainmail.
5 points of damage.
Okay, I revert back to elven form, or half elven form.
Okay, so
Bye bye, Mastiff.
Okay, so let's delete this and then bring you back.
Okay.
All right, so you're in front of this dude. Oops. And he looks at you kind of strangely, and then he attempts to He's going to attempt to back away from you.
Okay.
At some distance. Not too far, but just a bit. You can take a melee attack against him if you'd like.
Yep. I'm gonna
Give him a good old thumping.
whack him with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Eat stick.
Two-handed.
Okay, you go
No!
swing up.
That's a 13.
You attempt to swing at him, but he just deftly dodges away from your strike and moves away. And I believe that is his... Yeah. Alright, and then this guy, shaking his head, looks at his friend running back, and 1, 2, 3, 4 will come here and fires his hand crossbow at you, Perry.
Okay.
Plus... What is it? Plus... 18 to hit?
That hits.
Okay. You take 7 points of piercing damage,
Ouch.
and I need you to make a con save, please.
Yeah.
That's never a good phrase.
Nope. Okay. Here we go.
Gotta love
Oh,
that
that's a
poison.
9.
Alright. So, you are poisoned.
Okay.
So, yeah. You are...
That's disadvantage on attacks, right?
yes, disadvantage on attacks and ability checks.
Okay.
So I'll just put, I don't know, this one on you. Okay. That's their turn. These guys are dead. Quinn, it is your turn.
All right. So can I see this guy from where I am, or is that an
No,
actual
there's
shed?
there's that shed blocking the way. You'd have
Okay.
to go past Perry.
That's fine. I'm going to do that. So, and I can move through her space.
Yep, she's friendly.
Okay. Cool. I am going to. What I got? Yeah, why not? Now I'm going to try and cast that fancy illuminate cantrip and just
Go ahead. Who are
blast
you?
this guy.
Okay, go ahead.
So just switch the warhammer over to just the one hand, reach out, and 24 to hit.
Were you using your shield?
No, I took it off for this whole thing.
just-
it's
okay.
on my back like a spoiler.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you hit him.
Cool. And he is gonna have
Okay, so he takes 3 radiant right
3
now.
whole damage. Yes.
All right. You slant the damage, or the beam of light slams into him, and he takes it. And he's, "Ugh." And you see him like sort of this glow around his body. Is that your turn?
Yes. The only thing I can think to do is, like, knock it off.
All right. Dobby.
Got you. I burst through this door and I kind of like stumble out. I'm like, God, the fuck is that wizard? Oh shit. Okay. And then I see this guy.
You see both of them, yeah, over here.
Boom. I'm gonna just slip in back here
All right.
and I'm gonna attack him. Okay. So scimitar. That misses. Offhand. That hits. That's 2 damage, and then I use one of my key points.
All
Do
right.
an unarmed strike, and I headbutt him in the balls.
You have a dagger in your offhand, so how are you doing unarmed strikes?
Can I kick him in the balls?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. Actually, you kill him in the first hit. I just realized you did 2 damage. He goes down. So when you stab him, so as he's like firing at Perry, you come in behind and just like shank him right under the like, what is this? The kidney, right in the kidney, and he's And he falls over dead.
Alright,
So you
cool.
don't have to use the key point if you don't want, or you can move up to this other guy and use it if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up to the other guy and use
Okay.
it.
So you move
Kick
over
him in
to
the
him,
balls.
and you're kicking
Yes.
him. You're trying to kick him in the goods.
In the goods.
Yeah, you certainly do. And describe how you do this.
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So yeah, Dobby, he comes out, he's looking for this wizard, sees these two guys and shit. He's like, okay, time to get shit done. Comes and stabs the first guy, right? As he's going down, he slides right under him before the guy collapses.
Falls? Yeah, okay.
Kind of does like a quick barrel roll, and just right where this guy is facing Quinn and Perry, he just like sneaks in and just BAM! Right in the balls.
All right, yeah, you just boom, and you
And
hear
then
the
as
guy
he's just like,
and he just falls over.
That's the. I don't think.
As you
that's
feel
ever
that
been
they've
done
gone
before.
almost up and in to a place that they should never be.
It's like
got you. And he
Talk
makes
about
eye
lumps in the
contact with Quinn. He's like, that's how we do it in Dash, my man.
And I believe that
Kill a
takes
man with a
us
kick to the nuts.
out of combat. So as the dust settles, and you're left sort of catching your breath, you look around and you see these various people. And Dobby, now that sort of you've had a moment to kind of like get your bearings, these are Black Suns.
I knew it! Is it like an insignia or something? Or
You look at the way that they fought and the way that they came after you, and just the way that their fighting style, and you just know that they're Black Suns. If you do a more thorough investigation, you might be able to find something that really tips you
Gotcha.
off, but you just know you've dealt with them before.
Okay. I'd like to, search their bodies, do a
Okay.
quick check.
Do an investigation.
Gotcha.
I would like to search their bodies as well, preferably the wizard if I can find him.
Okay, well, you don't know. I mean, you come out and you look around. I will allow Sinric or Baltaim to do so, or Baltaim if you want to go up to these guys. Sinric, it's up to you. Do you want to search him, or?
What I'll probably end up doing is, since I don't hear the fighting anymore, I assume I'll probably just put my weapon behind my back and pick him up and just carry him to the group.
Okay, so you watch Sinric carry him around to you guys, and
Like a
Does he
cat
also have
bringing
the
a murder
jaw?
present.
and just
the
drop-
other
Yeah,
hand.
the guy's no, it's his jaw didn't rip, like he didn't rip it off his body. It's just
Okay.
dangling off the guy's like face.
Like a broken hinge.
Yeah, like a broken hinge. And you
Oh,
see
I
like
see
the
that.
tongue sort of lolling out as like blood is like dripping down the face, and he just drops it at your feet. So investigation. Okay, Dobby, you find on these guys. So you do notice that just inside sort of their cloak is that symbol of that like darkened sun with like the 4 points. That shows that they are Black Suns members. Other than that, those guys have kind of crusty looking short swords and hand crossbows. Other than that, you don't find anything. They're not carrying any gold or anything like that, which you know to be consistent with how the Black Suns work. They're not necessarily there to... They're not adventurers. They're there to do a job, and they bring the bare minimum necessary to like get the job done. Baltaim, go ahead and...
Oh. Yeah, sure. I'll-
make an investigation.
That's an 18.
Okay, on
Nice.
these guys, you notice that they are carrying scimitars, and you also, like, inspecting their clothing, do notice this marking of this Black Sun inside of their cloak, this darkened sort of sun with like this circular with like these 4 points coming out of it. You're not really sure what that means.
I'll start dragging them over to the rest of the folks.
Okay, so you can drag them.
Okay. So whenever Dobby starts going over and dig through their stuff, and he audibly yells "shit," I want to just move over and be like, "I'm sorry, do you know these people?"
Yeah, okay. This is the people I was talking about that's looking for Logan. Okay. See, now you know why I wanted to burn this fucking building to the ground, okay? They're already on his tail. We need to get rid of this evidence.
I'm gonna kind of walk over and I'm kind of like spitting blood out of my mouth where I bit that guy.
Okay.
Where did they come from? And why? I mean, I don't think burning this place down would have done any good. I think then they would have just hunted the people down that burned it, and that would have been us, and that would have just caused more problems.
Right. Plus, arson is a crime, and fire spreads because that's just how physics works.
Yeah, arson's a crime, and also killing is a crime, okay? But we did a lot of that here, right here.
Well, technically though, this was self-defense. They did shoot Cynric in the chest like several times, and then they shot me. Like,
Okay, Perry.
well,
Perry.
I agree. They did fire first.
Yeah. The law enforcement here doesn't care. Okay, if it looks like we murdered these people, then they're gonna lock us away for murder. Okay, so we need to get the fuck out of here. Second, okay, I don't know how they found this place, but this must have been, a lead down the line of other leads that they have. Okay, that means we're on the right place. We're going where we need to go. Okay,
Perhaps
we need to get rid of
follow.
what's on that wall.
I mean, if that's all.
Well, I mean, didn't I recommend that idea in the first place?
Yeah, but I was the first one about building down the building. That just gets rid of all the evidence, okay? But if you don't want to burn down the building, okay, we just need to destroy the wall.
okay, but also this building won't burn because it's not made of wood.
Okay.
You do understand that rocks and stone
I understand the
don't burn, right?
concept of arson, okay, Perry? It's just not my first rodeo.
Some things might go over his head.
Keep making
That's
those jokes,
true.
my man. Okay, I'm gonna cut your alcohol budget.
He is little.
Or you can make an investigation check. Yes, as
All
Cynric drops the body sort of at your feet.
15.
He is carrying a quarterstaff and a few various components that you assume are used for the spells that he's casts. Nothing overly valuable. A couple of like ashes and some dust, some charcoal, but nothing overly important. And you also notice in the sort of lapel of his sort of cloak is that like round circle with the 4 points on either side.
I mean, at that point, what I noticed when she's going through that.
Yeah, I mean, as she kind of lifts it up and she's like looking at and like kind of inspecting, you kind of see as well this symbol. But again, for you, Cynric, you're not a part of this. You probably only know whatever Dobby's told you. I'm not sure if he might have
Well, I probably
mentioned.
saw the symbol from the last time we were.
Oh, that's right.
attacked.
Yeah, you did. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you noticed it as the Black Suns. That's right.
So
Same
nothing.
ones as before.
So nothing useful that I could use. No like components that would be like for my spells or anything.
Not that you can see, no.
I'll just. He's got some.
Nothing that your focus wouldn't already provide you, anyways.
Yeah. He's got some magical bits and bobs if anybody needs them.
Quick question, DM. Could I do an insight to see if this wizard spellcaster was the leader of this group of people?
You kind of already get that he was.
Okay.
Given like his nature and the fact that he he was quite more powerful than the other guys. They were kind of the grunts, and he was there to kind of direct them.
Ooh.
What you can make an insight though, if you want, and I'll give you some information depending on.
Yes. Also, I'd like to see how bloody are these clothes.
Okay.
What I have lag on? Did it go through? It's
Yeah.
a 7.
So it's hard. I mean, you know that he was likely leading them, but yeah, you're other than that, you're piecing together just from your own knowledge of like, yeah, they were probably looking for Logan,
Okay.
as everyone seems to be.
And then how bloody and fucked up are these clothes looking right now?
The guy that you punched in the scrotum is not super bloody.
Okay.
He looks okay. The one that you stabbed in the back and was also, I believe, you stabbed him again before because he took a lot of damage previously. Oh no, sorry. His clothes are just pierced at the back. Because that was where you stabbed him in the back. The rest is like he's got a bit of blood that ran down from his ears and nose from Ori's attack inflicted on him. The cultists are fairly bloodied as they were slashed to pieces by Sinric and Baltaim. And the wizard looks fairly slashed up.
Okay.
So
question.
you have two guys who potentially have cloaks that you might be able to use.
And it's just these individuals right here.
Yeah, the two that you're standing beside, yes.
Okay, this could work. And then the wizard guy is just gone because he just got stabbed through.
Well, he
right?
got stabbed, and then
Yeah.
he got slashed, and then
Okay.
pierced, and then his face got torn apart. So his clothes are looking pretty ragged.
Okay, I look at these guys, and then I start looking at the group. I know it wouldn't fit Sinric, but would it fit Quinn? These clothes? Is it around the same size?
Probably not. Quinn is also a very massive individual.
Okay, then it's probably just.
It might
I'm a
fit.
beefy boy.
It might fit. Well, no, actually, Baltaim's also like 7 feet tall.
He's a 7 feet tall dude.
So it probably fit maybe a little big on Perry and Ori. You'd be like engulfed in it. It'd be like wearing a blanket for you.
Okay. Well, this plan is trash.
We're all impractical as fuck.
You're all either giant
what
or like tiny.
Or a wayfish.
So he's like, shit. Okay, this plan is trash.
Perhaps we
Okay.
should have left someone alive.
Yeah,
Dobby, well, you seem to know who these people are. Will more of these people show up if we stay
More than
here?
likely, yes. Okay.
Okay.
This is yeah.
Well, then why are we still standing around poking dead bodies? Shouldn't
Okay,
we get out of here?
Yes, but we need to get rid of the evidence.
Yeah, Dobby, I don't
Evidence
think
is in the wall, yeah?
Okay, yeah. Just Quinn, can you destroy the wall?
Oh, I believe I can. I'd like to walk inside,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to take Abby, get 2 hands on her, and I'm going to take a fucking baseball swing at the wall.
Okay, you're gonna start trying to demolish the wall.
I'm going to see if it can be done, and then if it
okay.
can't, I'm going to leave.
Okay. So you can certainly try to go in and demolish the bedroom wall. I'm just gonna bring you guys back onto the normal screen.
Gotcha.
So go ahead and I don't know why this is out here. Go ahead and roll a attack.
Okay. Now, I want to at least, if I can't take down the wall, I want to at least target it right where the important part of the writing was, because they can have the gibberish if we can take the important information. So here goes.
I mean,
11.
it's a wall.
Yeah.
You go ahead and roll damage. You hit it.
Come on.
Okay, so you roll, you swing and crack, and you do see a large crack in the sort of cement plaster of the wall, and a little bit of it does go through. You pull it out. You figure this might take you a little bit to like do a full demolishing of. It's going to take you a few swings. This is not just
Okay.
going to be like a 1-2 and done kind of thing.
Right. Right. And even if I'm just trying to literally take out the useful information, it's going to still take at least like 2, 3, 4 swings.
I mean,
Like
what useful information are you trying to take out?
The heading to the
code
sewer part,
language.
right?
It'd probably take
Yeah.
you maybe like so you probably would have hit the first part, caused like a crack in it. You might need to hit it like once or twice more.
Let me help you out there, friend.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Start casting Eldritch Blast. as
Okay, so go ahead.
well. Important parts.
Or yeah, you hit.
Or
So you hit and it scars a little bit of the wall. It's still gonna take another couple of.
Yeah. I'm going to, just for fun, get her one more time.
Okay.
Ooh, 16.
So go ahead. Damage.
And
All right,
5
yeah.
again.
So you slam into it again, off to the side from where you first hit it, and it looks like it'd be pretty hard at this point to like piece together that it says like sewers. So you don't think, but there's still all that other writing that's kind of like gibberish and other phrases sort of mixed into it.
Yeah, no, they can have that. That's fine.
But yeah, you're able to get rid of the I must meet and then the sewers.
Okay, great. So I'm going to walk back
about the
out.
bodies.
So you guys hear a few bang, bang, and then about like a minute or so later, they come back out.
Well,
Did you
we
work
got
off
rid
all
of
your
the-
anger, dear?
No, but I did get rid of the information that could have used to figure out where we're going. They
Okay.
now have a lot of gibberish to sift through if they like. So I think it possibly would be the best idea ever if we got the fuck out of here. Aye? Who's with me? Show of hands.
Yeah, no, don't want to be here anymore.
Aye,
Alright.
to the sewers.
No, not to the sewers yet. Okay, we gotta go to Fitz. We gotta get a map.
All right.
Okay.
Where is
Who?
his face?
Okay, he's my contact for the job. Okay.
All right.
All right. So you guys
Fine
start
then.
walking away.
So are we doing anything with the bodies first?
Yeah. Are we doing anything about these bodies?
No, okay. They already know they're dead, and we don't got enough time to bun or whatever to fuck with these bodies.
Well, I mean,
I'll
people
just
might have
throw
seen
them
it,
in the
but-
house
Okay.
and make sure the doors are shut.
Okay.
That
Why
way
is
they're
your
not
default
seen.
reaction burn things.
So you take the bodies and like sort of toss them into like the bedroom area and like close the door to the bedroom. And then you
just
do
that
your
way
best
they can't be seen.
you are able to shut the back door and you shut the sort of the side door even though like the handle and lock have been like blown off, and then you go to the front door and again you kind of like shut it as best as possible where you like kicked it in and broke off sort of the handle, but yeah, the doors are closed.
You know, there was a fellow in the village who liked to burn things. We had to lock him up.
Was he also
There-
a short
there's,
cyclops?
There's a lot of bad things in a place like this. Sometimes you just have to do things you don't like to do. Anyways, to the bar.
All right, so you guys are leaving this area.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, where
Yeah,
are
let's
you
go.
heading?
I don't know, Dobby. Where the hell are we heading?
We gotta go back to the promenade, right?
I mean, would I
don't know.
remember
You tell
my
me where
way
you're going.
back to the sunken? Well, actually, no. We're going to the Sunken Wheel Tavern for Fitz,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and that's kind of in this area, isn't it?
Yep, it's in the gorge.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I would probably remember how to get back there. So
Oh, 'cause,
I'd
yeah.
probably start heading there.
Okay, so Sinric starts
Okay.
heading off, and the rest of you kind of like follow behind Sinric.
Yeah, yeah.
And you come to. It takes you maybe 20 or so minutes, but you come to sort of like the center of the gorge, where you see the Sunken Wheel Tavern. It's an inn that's a 2-story sort of stone wall building. It's got it's got a slate roof. From the outside, it looks kind of cheerful, delightful, and peaceful. It's impossible to see through the large sort of stained glass windows that are there, but you hear clapping and cheering from within, and you can feel sort of the boisterous atmosphere from outside. And as you sort of step in, it's just as engaging inside as it is from out. on the street. You see hard wooden beams that support the upper floor, and you see the various lights attached to them, and you see these walls that are overflowing with signatures and written messages from undoubtedly happy customers. Over by the bar, you see a small male halfling with light brown hair and a short crop with a little bit of stubble serving the various patrons as there's various chatter all around.
Got you. I'm gonna go to the barkeep.
Okay.
Cool.
You know him as Francent.
Francent.
Yeah. And he comes over and he goes, "Oh, hello, Dobby.
Hey, what's
What
going
can I
on,
get ya?"
Francent? Okay. Well, first off, I'd like a good amber gold, you know.
Oh, sure. Mugger ale, 4 copper.
Yeah, I got you. Give him 1 silver.
Okay, he takes it and he's like, "All right, let me get that for you."
Yeah, but hold on. I need you to I need to talk to Fitz, if you know what I mean.
Well, I do know what you mean, but he's not here right now.
He's not here.
No, he doesn't live here.
Yeah, I know, but I thought what time is it? I thought he'd be back here.
It's what, like 3 in the afternoon?
Oh shit. Okay.
He's got other
okay.
shit to do, you know. He doesn't, he's here sometimes, but I don't know his schedule. So
Okay.
apologies, but he might be around later. He doesn't come every day. You know that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me get you your ale. And he goes and runs off and grabs your ale and puts it in front of you. And then he sees like your group behind you. He goes, "Oh, hello. Can I help the lot of you?"
Ah,
Hello.
I think we might be fine for the moment. We're just following Sir Pons here.
Sir
for
Pons.
information.
That's a new one. Sir Pons. That's funny. Sinric, what you want?
New charter in town they are. I'll take 2 whiskeys.
Got it. That'll be 8 copper.
I'll just hand him a silver.
Okay, he takes it and he goes over and grabs a bottle and pours you sort of like like a glass full of whiskey, which would be like more than probably 2 ounces. But he fills it up for you and he goes, "There you go, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me know if y'all need anything else." And he heads off and starts serving his other patrons.
Okay. Is there anyone here from the Shattered Blades or no?
You don't know.
Can I do a perception check?
Go ahead.
Cool.
I'm gonna pull Quinn aside from the
Okay.
group.
Ah,
a bit.
fuck.
You don't know.
Okay.
Not that you can see. There's no one that you recognize. And really, you don't really know all that many Shattered Blades. You know Fitz.
Yeah, all I know is Fitz.
Is there an open table that I can go sit down?
Yeah. You can find a small table that's been recently vacated by a few people that have walked out.
So yeah, I'll just go sit down and start, drinking that whiskey
Okay.
and
So Sinric
Kinda-
goes off to sit down.
Can I look for anyone looking like they look like they're shady?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
I mean, I'd argue that's almost everyone in this
I know,
place.
but like I want to look for the shadiest motherfucker in here besides Valley.
Okay.
That's a high bar.
9. Okay.
I mean, everyone. There's a
Looks
lot
like
of
shady.
people here that looks. I mean, this whole city kind of has you on edge, given your first initial meeting here.
Yeah.
It's really hard. You're welcome to really sidle up to anyone and sort of call them out. You're just not sure where that'll get you or what that'll get you. But there there are I wouldn't say like everyone looks shady, but like there
Yeah,
are a lot
yeah,
of people who are like having friendly conversations and just look like they're like normal people. But down here in the gorge, it's much more like the working class, and so like a lot of people look like grungy or look like they've been like working at like dirty jobs or like have like oil smears or like smudges on their faces as they're like taking lunch or like a late afternoon meal or whatnot. So it's hard to tell. You don't see anyone in here that's like heavily cloaked or like hiding in a corner or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
And then I'll just, having pulled Quinn aside. Quinn,
Yeah.
did we get in over our heads?
Yeah, most likely.
Because I just wanted to let the nice lady know that they were being followed. And now we are in... And I just kind of gesture to the environment that we're in.
Yeah, I did notice that, and we may be in a bit over our heads, but well, I mean, to be fair, neither of us really knows what we're doing outside of literally what we're doing right now.
Oh, that is fair, yes.
Also, I mean, I know I'm here, and there is a promise of some coin, and I'm not out for the money, but I mean, I know I can't really run around for free, so
No, if we can't.
if I'm going to actually have any success on trying to find anything, I'm going to need some coin.
This is true, yes. But do we stay with these people? There are other ways to make coin.
That's true, but they're not all bad, except Dobby. He seems to be right off a little shite.
Agree with you there.
As the
yes.
tutorial is
But I don't know. I'm fine staying with them if you are. It's interesting stories to tell, I'm sure.
I think definitely for now, especially because what we found in the house, I got a bit of a feeling that there's more to that is not going to be at all pleasant for anyone involved. And now that I'm aware, I would feel rather terrible if I left and then everything went completely tits up.
Okay, well, I mean, we don't have any clues on what brought us here to begin with, so I suppose we just wait and see.
Possibly. I mean, we can at least stick it out with these people for a little while, and then at some point I do need to head back to the Gilded Gear. I did mean to get some questions answered, but I didn't have time with everything that happened.
Yes. Alright, we stay with them for now. We help see this through, and we go back, and we see what we can find out about her.
Good enough for me.
Alright. And I'll head back towards the rest of the group, wherever they're congregating.
Okay. So what are the rest of you guys doing?
EM?
Yep.
What was the name of this bar that we walked in?
The Sunken Wheel.
Sunken Well.
Sunken Wheel, okay.
Okay, I need to write that down. So I'm going to flag down the barkeep. Excuse me.
Yes.
You wouldn't
hello.
happen to have any kind of like wine by any chance?
Of course we do. What kind of wine would you like?
Preferably something made with berry.
We have a red wine. Berry is a little harder to come by, but the red wine is made from very nice grapes.
Yeah, red wine will be fine. I just need something to.
5 copper.
I hand him a silver.
Okay, he says, "Oh, thank you very much. Give me one moment." And he goes
Thank
and
you.
grabs a nice glass, like a larger sort of wine goblet, and fills it quite nicely for you, and hands it over. And he says, "Will that be all?"
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
All right, enjoy.
And I'm
then
just
he
gonna
heads
kind
off.
of like sip the wine and kind of swirl it around my mouth.
Are
and
you
try to
going to
get
sit with Cynric at the table, or? Or are you just
Yeah,
staying
I'm
at the
gonna
bar? Or...
I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna
rather
have
than
a-
being a standing mass at the bar, that's one way to draw attention to everyone.
True.
So you go sit with Cynric?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And
so
just
she
sort
comes
of
and
like
sits
sip my
down
wine and
at the table with you, Cynric.
Aye, so you're the dog.
yeah, I can be. I can turn into other things. It's sort of a thing we do in the tribe. Some of us.
So to be clear, you're not a dog that turns into a person.
No, no, no. I am a person who can turn into a dog. I can also turn into a bear or a wolf
A
or a
bear, you
cat.
say?
Yep.
We should have a lovely duel one day. I would love to fight against a bear.
No, thank you.
But you're a bear. I'm just a man. The odds would be highly in your favor.
Trust me, that is not
Still.
true.
I saw what you did to that man with the jaw, and it was real bad. And
Well,
also,
he shot
like,
me.
well, I understand that, but anyway, I really don't like to fight that much. I mean,
It wouldn't be a malicious fight. It would be brawling for fun.
yeah, no, thank you.
Well, if you change your mind.
See, in the village, that ability is very special and very sacred, and we're not supposed to use it frivolously. Although I got in trouble a lot because when I got nervous, I turned into a cat, or a rabbit a couple of times. But you know, we're not supposed to use it just for fun, for fighting people for no reason.
Fair enough.
And also, sir, the smart money would still be on you. You're about the size of a bear.
That does help in certain fights.
And I've not seen that many bears in my life, but I mean overall compared to people. But I have seen exactly 0 bears ever that have been armed with a big fuck you halberd, such as the one that you carry around like it's a toothpick.
Well, it would be a duel for fun. I mean, obviously, it would not be a weapon. The bear is unarmed. That would be unfair.
Oh, that seems like a fair fight.
I mean, I've heard worse.
Yeah, still no, thank you.
How many people are in the bar right now?
Quite a few.
Yeah, how crowded is it?
It's pretty crowded. Not like you can't move around, but it's hard to like it's quite full. Like this seems like a pretty popular tavern.
So like rough number, like over 3 dozen probably.
I'd say about yeah, maybe just under.
Just under.
Okay.
DM, technical question. Would this count as a short rest for those who need it?
Depends on how long you're spending here.
Well, that depends
Yeah, it would at
on.
least
Like
have to
right
be
now,
an
you've been
hour.
here about maybe like 10 minutes. Like,
y'all
are you? If you
need-
want to spend an hour here, you're welcome to.
I
Yeah,
feel like we probably need to
Dobby,
order food for that.
Dobby starts rolling up to the table. God damn it. We're going to have to wait for Fitz. I thought he'd be here, but he's not here right now. And I'm not trying to go up in there without a fucking map.
Okay,
Well, I mean-
how long are we gonna have to wait?
Well,
It's
pretty-
a sewer.
pretty-
If we follow the water, I mean, the water will flow to the lowest point.
Is that... No,
Fair.
this isn't a river. This is a sewer. Okay, it's all stale and stagnant, my man.
That kind of defeats the point of a sewer. It should flow waste.
I mean, we
Okay,
don't
I'm not
have-
I'm not.
Oh, wait.
We're not architects here. Okay, an hour at most. Okay, we all look a little rough. Let's get a couple drinks. Fitz not here now. We gotta fucking bounce.
Okay.
I might be able to come up with an arrangement with the owner. Hold on. I'm going to go over to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to find whoever looks like they are the person in charge and offer my services for the hour.
You
In
talk
terms
to
of-
Francent, who's the barkeep and seems to be the one running the establishment.
Okay. No, I'll just offer to entertain his guests for an hour or so if he's willing to provide maybe some food or something.
He says, sure, if you're, if you play well, I'm happy to comp your meals and
shit.
drink.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I
That's
will
gonna
go
be great.
ahead and I will take the offer and I will start tuning up the violin to make sure everything's okay.
I lean over and whisper, "Make sure you do better than you did before.
I will, ma'am. I will.
Also, don't
And,
call me ma'am. It's
Sorry,
weird.
sorry.
Ma'am is
Patty,
what we call
Patty.
my mama. That's
Patty.
better.
I will call you Patty.
That's better. That's my name.
And I will start playing in order to use my Song of Restability while everybody's kind of relaxing.
Okay.
I guess I need to make a performance check.
Yes, make a performance, please.
Oh boy.
Now remember,
Okay.
she said make a performance check.
Shush,
You actually do well.
shush. I clicked it. Where did it not show up?
It might just take a minute.
Oh, there. Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
for fucking come on! Come
So
on!
you
With
begin
advantage because I
playing-
tuned it.
No, you're gonna keep that
No.
9.
You have to deal with
So
that.
you begin to
Stop.
play and
Can't
you
inspire
think
myself
you're
yet.
playing a tune that people are enjoying, and a few people turn over and a few of them finish their drinks and start to like walk out, and it looks like the patrons are none too happy with your music. And after a moment, one of the bar helpers comes over to you and says, sorry, if you could just
Yeah,
head
I
back
can.
to your
I can read a
table."
room. I can read a room. I
Yeah.
can read a room, and I'll put my stuff away.
I said play better than the last one.
Yeah, as you head over, you hear
I
that,
put-
and
it was
and
a nice song. It's not my fault they didn't like it.
It wasn't a nice song.
It was pretty bad.
All right. You know what?
Slightly better than
And
that.
the bar hand comes
That-
over
that's
and he says,
fair.
I'm
A little bit.
sorry, but we can't comp.
No,
as
I get
we've
it.
lost
I
a
get
bit
it.
of business from. people
I
being
understand. I'll toss him a gold.
He says, we'll make sure that you guys get some food, though.
Wait,
and-
before he leaves, Francine. Okay, Francine.
It's not Francent. It's one of his bar helpers. It's like a waiter.
Oh,
almost.
okay.
He's over by the bar. He's still serving people.
Okay, but can I ask this barkeep?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you
Bar hand.
my man. Do you know Fitz?
I've seen him around a few times. Yeah.
Okay. Can you, if I give you some coin, could you get maybe a message to him? Maybe a member of the Shadow Blaze that I need to meet with him ASAP. You know.
I work for a bar. I don't work for the gangs. If they come in, I can definitely pass your message on, but I don't have back channels, or I don't know what the hell you do really, but that's not really my thing. I really just serve drinks and food here and try not to get myself in trouble. I'm trying to be good for my ma.
Gotcha. Well, go be good to your mom, my man.
Okay. Sorry, that's not my area. You might be able to find
yeah.
someone in here. It's just not me. And he heads off to get you guys some food and some more food and drink.
Mr. Pons, I think I have an idea to how to bring the business to us, per se.
Okay, cool. Shoot me the ideas, man.
All right, I kind of just stand up, and I'm head over to the bar, Fritz.
Francent?
Francine.
Francent,
Mm-hmm.
and walk up over there.
Okay.
My good sir, could I get a round on everyone, on me? A round of ale.
For everyone.
Yes.
Of sure. That will put you at about.
Well, I scared off most of the customers.
That's helpful.
Part of why he's doing that, I'm guessing.
It's all according to plan.
Hang on, I'm just trying
I think
to.
I did the math. If you want me to
It's
it was
4
180.
copper and ale. There's
Yeah.
about 26 people left now. So 20 times 4 is 80. 80 copper plus 6 times 4 is another 24 copper. So you're at 104 copper, which is 10 silver, 4 copper.
I hand him. I put down
Or
2
1.
gold.
Yeah, okay. So he goes, sure. And he starts pouring out the drinks for.
And I just turn
the
around
bar.
and yell, "Round on me, everyone!"
Hey!
Here.
Yeah.
Yay!
So everyone holds up and like cheers you, and continues going back to their conversations.
And I'm gonna go and just like very blatantly walk to the table and kind of sit down, looking to see if anyone's gonna like meets my eyes or is like coming over to me or anything.
A
Could
couple
I
of.
do that
Sorry,
help
go ahead.
action with that? I was wondering if I could help him with that or not.
It's not really. He's not really doing. He's not signaling or anything like that. He's just sitting down. You do see a couple of people like raise their glasses, and a couple of. There's a couple of sort of worker-looking. They look like a bit. Like I said, like they got a bit of like smudged, like black dirt or something on their faces. But a couple of them come over and they say, "Oh, thanks for the drink. It's been a hard day, so we appreciate it. You
Well,
look
it's
new
great
in
to
town,
see.
so thank you, kind traveler." And they just like raise their glass and then turn to head away from the table.
Before they leave, then I'll like some. I'm looking for some shattered blades. If you know any people that associated with them. Here.
Oh, they turn to you and they're like, not us. You kind of. I'd be careful asking around, just random folk about the gangs here in the city. You may find who you're looking for. You may find a knife in your back.
I'm hoping to expedite my process, but I will take your warning.
We're just workers. We work down in the mines, in the caldera. We're up here having a meal, but we don't really associate with either. We try to keep our heads down and live our lives, really. Apologies. I wish I could help you.
No worries. Thank you.
You know anyone who works maintenance in the sewers or no?
Maintenance in the sewers? I don't think really anyone heavily works in the sewers. Really,
Yeah,
it's
just,
mostly the guard and then the city council and law that really handle any of the breakage in sewers, but that's not really a place you want to go. I wish I could tell you more. I would never spend a minute in the sewers. There's a lot of shit that happens down there. It's where all of the bad stuff in the city goes, and if you're from here, which I guess some of you aren't, not everything is clean and tidy here, as I'm sure you've seen and tasted and smelled. So the sewers is where it all goes to eventually get filtered out of the populace. Anything that's down there is probably somewhere you don't want to be. But thanks for the drink. If that's where you're headed, I pray for your souls. And then he heads off.
Well, that plan went bust, Paul.
Give it time. People get a little bit nervous.
Right,
Don't
also,
do that.
your plan wasn't exactly the best. You said if we came here, we'd find this Fitz character, he'd give us a map, and we'd be on our way. We came here with nary a Fitz to be found. So...
Okay, well, the
Who
plan
exactly the fuck are you to
isn't
critique those
going
plans,
how I
man?
thought it would be going right now. Okay.
Yeah, the bar hand comes over and puts food in front of all of you. You see some like stew. You see some cheeses and breads. You see some roasted mutton and some dried cabbage. You see some boiled pork, and you see like various things that are placed in front of you, as well as another round of drinks.
Well, we didn't know
And
this.
We were given. I was given the gold by your friend here, who attempted to play the music. It didn't go so well, but her coin is still valid here, and so I brought what I thought you might enjoy as food and drink.
Well, thank you
I'll
very
definitely
kindly. I
enjoy
appreciate
it.
that.
Were there
Thank
any
you, and
salads on the table?
There's like vegetables, and there's also like a
Okay.
vegetable stew as well.
I'll take the vegetable stew then.
Okay.
Or some of
Yeah.
the vegetable stew.
Yeah, I'm gonna nibble some bread and cheese. Dobby, you just weren't paying attention at all, were you?
Yeah, no, I was trying to find Fitz.
Did you even hear my lovely song?
I hope for his sake that he didn't.
Alright, that's new.
I think that might be the nicest thing you said about him.
I mean, I'm not a monster. I don't particularly care for Dobby, but I'm not a monster.
So what's plan B?
I mean, is there one?
I still think we go to the sewers.
Okay,
Seems
so-
like that's what plan B is.
We don't have sewers in the village, but like from what Dobby was saying, I don't think we should be wandering around down there. Also, that person that talked to Ball, he seemed to think that we should not be wandering around down there because
We
like
shouldn't
a
be
lot of
wandering around
bad
down
things
there.
happen down there.
Yeah, that's Black Sun territory, man.
Were those the people that attacked us?
Yes, the same people.
Oh.
Right. So possibly that's not the best idea.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to go down there without knowing the best route to get to Logan.
Then possibly shouldn't we be considering going in the morning? That would give us some time to wait for this Fitz fella.
Well, it
Well-
seemed like this Logan fellow is meeting someone down there.
Yeah,
I don't-
time is of the essence at this point.
Yeah, I think we're kind of in a hurry. I mean, if you give us a little while longer, then I can do that thing where I turn into a something, any animal.
Right.
Again, I mean, I can do it one more time, but if we like wait just a little while longer, and maybe his friend will show up, then like I can do it more than one more time.
Well, let's give it another however many minutes to finish out the hour.
Okay.
And then see if he comes, and if he doesn't, we just go.
Well, that's the no plan.
Okay, but hey, Dobby, do you not know of any other place that this man would be?
No, okay, the Shattered Blades, they keep everything down low, okay? They don't want people knowing where their hideout is. Secondly, I'm just a middleman. Fitz he just gives me the jobs. I just meet him here, okay?
Can I insight check Dobby?
Yeah, is Dobby full of shit?
I mean,
Oh,
normally-
just to see if I can get a feel for him, because he presented himself as this guy who knows a lot, and then
Yeah.
Like, the longer he talks, the more. it
Yeah,
sounds
go-
like
go
he's
ahead.
Just,
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do this.
oh no,
Six.
no, I believe it.
16.
Five.
So,
like, do a five round. Oof, no.
so Perry, he's mostly full of shit. He has you believe he has a contact. He seems honest about that. He
I mean, I can
seems
even
like,
validate the
he
contact.
seems like he's going out on a limb because he really doesn't know what to do. And he's hoping that his instincts are right, but he's not. He does not 100% sure. He doesn't really know if this map is going to be found with Fitz or how long it's going to take for Fitz to get back. It doesn't seem like he has the confidence of like knowing that this is like exactly the right thing to do. He's as lost as basically you guys are as to what to do, other than the fact that he kind of knows the city.
I see.
Hmm.
So it seems like we wait an hour and then we proceed.
Yeah, because Mr. Pons here seems to be all talk and no bite.
Oh, hey! coming from the person who could turn into a dog.
Yes,
Well, he
she
thinks
has
that
a
would be
bite.
I
great
was
for-
plenty of bites. I bit that man and I knocked him over.
That's very true. There was a bite mark.
Okay, well, I didn't see that. Okay.
Well, you don't see a lot of things.
Is it possible you winked?
Ooh.
Oh,
I'm gonna just take a very long drink in my mug,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pretend that I didn't hear that, and I'm gonna wait this hour. When this hour is done, we gotta get the fuck on.
Okay, so you guys finish your meal. You get a short rest. I will say you won't get the Song of Rest because they don't want you playing music in
Mhm.
their tavern.
No.
But you're welcome to use your hit dice to heal up.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's roll some hit dice.
And
mean-
yeah, you get anyone who has spells that they use that get them back on a short rest, you get them back. And any
7
key
whole hit
points or
points.
abilities that come back on a short rest, you get them back.
I mean, I'm only missing 4 hit points. Should I actually use a hit dice?
Yes, you should
It's up
use
to
a
you.
hit dice now. Yes.
You
Okay.
did get knocked down by 11 immediately.
Yeah.
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 I was with
Yeah,
one.
no, I'm definitely healing up.
Yeah, man.
7 whole hit points.
Okay.
I
Am
don't get
I
anything back.
still poisoned at this point? Just for my own notes?
No, it's an
Or did
hour,
that wear
so
off?
you are now you are
Huzzah!
no longer.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So
No.
actually, so you finish your rest, and I think that is where we will take our break for tonight, and we will be
Okay.
back in a little bit after we all get a drink and use the washroom and do everything. So please don't leave us. We hope you're enjoying, and we'll see you in just a short little while. Thanks, guys. See you soon.
I'm Khalil. I'm a second year sound production student, and I'm into music pretty much. I have some play a little bit of piano, a little guitar, and that's pretty much about pretty much it. Um, uh, my like freshman year of college, a buddy of mine was into D&D, and he had known I was a big video game player. I like to play video games, I read comics, watch comic movies. And he invited me to play with his group, and I just never. I was like, I'm not sure if I like. I've always heard about Dungeons and Dragons, but I never like have played it, so I was never like. I don't want to like interrupt someone's group and then like not know like how like do I use voices, am I supposed to like act, or like am I supposed to like I don't really know like how the sheets work, how did I do dice, and he was like, don't worry about that. Yeah, I have these actually like there's this like online show, Critical Role, and like you should just if you are like worried about it, just watch that and then see if it's interests you at all. Because some people, even though they play video games and stuff, they're not really the paper and pencil doesn't kind of translate sometimes. So I started watching that, and I was like, oh, I get it. It's like a theater, like improv type of thing. It was really interesting, and I uh, started watching that and started getting more involved into D&D from there. Uh, I think it's the getting to the moment, like the character getting like, what is this character gonna be? Like, it's such a morphless thing at the first, and then you're just kind of going down like a list of like, well, what did this look like, or what am I trying to play as? And sometimes you'll kind of go through it the first time and then be like, uh, that's not really something I'm like trying to do with that. But sometimes, most times, I like to make the character first, like the character, who they are, what they do, and then trying to fit into like a class or something like that to get into the character. Um, I knew my dungeon master from another game I play on Roll20, and she had said that she had like, hey, I'm doing a thing about doing some type of streaming thing, and I need some players. And I said, hey, well, I mean, I'm free that night. I think we get along well in our game. I don't think I'm causing any trouble or any problems. And I was like, I would love to do that. I mean, it's doing something I was already doing, having fun doing already. So it was like, it seems like a good idea. I'm looking the most forward to is some of the people I haven't played with yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing their play styles. I'm a very big playing off of someone else, like trying to read their vibe, get their emotion on the theme to try to interject something else to bounce something off of them. So I'm most looking forward to that and seeing how that opens up to exploring a new world that I've not seen before. So
It's like the most difficult question in the world. So yeah, I would be Corey. Obviously go by different nicknames, as you'll hear here. As you'll hear here. Good Lord. A little bit about me. Let's see. I don't know. I work. I play games. I make stuff. I do really whatever I want. I don't really know what to say. Well, yeah, for that, I did play some stuff when I was in school, eons ago. Fell out of that crowd because I became largely antisocial. Video games went out. Final Fantasy VII, Legend of a Dragoon, things like that were a thing. Eventually got to the point where I moved to another state. I want to say 2017. Got back into D&D and tabletop RPGs just to meet new people and not be by myself in a new state. And here I am. The story, no doubt. Got to have fun with the story. I mean, combat's fun and all, but that just lasts for a few minutes. No, but seriously, it sounded like a fun premise. It sounded like it'd be a fun adventure and a new way to meet different people that I really haven't played the game with. So, say win-win-win. Yeah, having a fun story, having some fun moments, and occasionally getting to describe how I brutally smash people's heads in, because barbarian logic.
I'm Laura. I am pretty much a gigantic nerd, a certified dice goblin, and a crunchy granola hippie, which explains a lot of my character choices. And I'm getting my master's in applied behavioral sciences. Um, I've always been a huge fantasy nerd. Started with the Lord of the Rings and never kind of walked away. Um, D&D was always something that was like going on, but I was pre-Critical Role, so D&D was that shameful nerd line you just didn't cross. If you crossed that one, then you were an untouchable nerd. So when a lot of my friends started to play, they never had really sessions that kept going. And anytime I was like, "Hey, I want to play," somehow that never happened. So as time went on, I was kind of always wanting to play. Like my dad had played, and a bunch of my family had played, so I had like his dice and his old character sheets and a couple of books, but no one to play with. And then Critical Role happened, and there was sort of a resurgence. And then I met Chad, and eventually we started playing with friends, and that just spiraled into now I play 3 games a week. I am a sucker for character. I love to create a character with a lot of depth and a lot of things going on, and then to just get in there and explore. I like to tell a story, and I'm having the most fun when I am completely enveloped in who my character is, what's going on, and what story are we telling. I have always wanted to do a podcast or a live stream actual play, and it was just something that never happened. Chad and I started talking about it with some friends. We were like, hey, we could record the audio for our sessions, and that never happened. So opportunities were kind of few and far between. Um, but then someone I know said, hey, I'm thinking about running a stream. And I was like, I want in on that. Um, and here I am. I like a lot of the people I'm playing with. I've played with almost everybody in the stream. And the minute I started reading the lore for the campaign, I was in it. Um, so I'm looking forward to exploring this world and its history and this character I've created who is one of my softer characters, and that's something I don't play very often until recently. So I'm looking forward to doing a lot of character development and playing with the really cool character concepts that everybody else has.
My name is Jair Bowen. I've been playing D&D for a little over, I want to say 5 years now. Started a little bit in high school, pretty late. After I started really getting into it in college, a lot of IRL games kind of ended abruptly to the point where I was floating around for a while trying to do Adventurers League. Didn't really work out. Then found out you could play D&D online. And since then I've been going full into it, having fun, doing adventures, getting gold and stabbing people. Um, what got me into D&D was the sense of fantasy and creativity. I was always a character in high school, and I would always, get into certain situations where I thought which was hilarious, and doing that in a broader fantasy kind of setting with your own little character getting into shit was intriguing, and I have enjoyed it ever since I got into it. So I appreciate the person that got me into D&D. The ability to fully delve into my character is what draws me into a campaign. Um, I spend hours of my time kind of shaping them into being a kind of aspect of myself and seeing them actually grow and become this whole different entity that I kind of originally planned, but just kind of go a little bit left field, but I'm enjoying it, is an enjoyable surprise that I, get to experience time and time again with each and every character I get to play and create. And I appreciate it because each of them have a little bit of me in them, and I'm always on an adventure. What brought me into this game? Clearly the DM. She was like, "Hey, you want to play? Want to play on my character?" I was like, "Yeah." Can I? Can I be a monk? And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna do what I do best is create this um character that's completely left field that you would expect from kind of the social norm. And I hope everyone who does meet my character enjoys them as much as I do because I spend a lot of time, actually more amount of time than I usually do on my more normal characters. I feel like he's a little bit more of the person that I always kind of wanted to be, and never really got a chance to. And I hope I enjoy playing him. Ooh, what I'm most looking forward to, pulling off just pure insanity with style. That is my character's main mission in life, and I aim to give the audience as much entertainment as possible without breaking the game or the DM's mind. That's pretty much my mission and my hope.
I'm Chad, and I am, by about all possible definitions, a huge nerd. Um, I have been at one point the world's largest Jungle Cruise skipper. I've played music on a Tesla coil, which you do not live until you play the Imperial March with Lightning. By the way, it's dope, and that's pretty much the interesting stuff. I do other things, but meh. Honestly, I have a long history of trying to play tabletop games. Like back in middle school, I played Shadowrun a couple times with some friends, and then it fell off entirely. Played D&D a few times in college, where I show up and oh man, this is great. We should have another session, and then never. And a bunch of false starts. Tried doing Adventurers League, kept on not being able to attend all that. But I loved the idea of it because I'm I was the nerdy kid that read fantasy novels at recess. Like I would be off in a corner reading instead of doing actual active stuff because Who needs that? That's for chumps. And I also watched a buttload of TV, like Who's Line Is It? I loved improv and the idea of a thing that combined fantasy stuff and improv and stuff like that. I did not know that's what that could be, and that thing existed until I sort of accidentally found Critical Role. I was like, oh, I see. That's what this thing is all about. And I just that got me super interested in the whole idea of trying to tell a story and trying to explore stuff and trying to, you know, build something out of my head and throw out a bunch of other people and have that interact with them and what they're thinking. And just the whole collaborative storytelling idea is just amazing. That's pretty much it. Just the idea of creating something. I mean, it's you create a character who you create as an island of himself. Like this person, this is where they came from, this is what they have done, what they want, you know, give them their own little hopes and dreams, play God. And then you take this thing and you chuck it against a bunch of other people, and then you just watch it collide and watch things happen you have no idea about. Like the notion that the thing I make is going to run up against someone else's thing that they have spent an equal amount of time trying to build, and those two things are going to create something completely different is there's something to that I can't really put a word to, honestly. It's fun to watch and to also get to sort of live through. And the amount of insane things that'll happen is what keeps keeps me coming back to the either actual table or digital table for I have wanted to do something like stream or do a podcast or something like that for quite a while. Just the ability to find someone who is willing to talk to me for an hour was difficult. And when someone said, "Hey, I'm going to be doing a D&D stream," I pestered the holy crap out of this person until I was allowed in. I also dangled at my wife as bait, saying, "If I can play, so will she, and she's dope as hell." So I got my way because I used my wife as a lure and I catfished the DM. All of it. I can't really put in anything more specific other than the whole thing. I know some of the people that are playing. I'm married to one of the people that's playing, so I have an idea of what they bring to the table, and I want to see more of it. I've played with the DM and for the DM, so I know what that's going to be kind of, but not enough to predict literally anything that's being thrown at me ever in any game so far. And also, I have no idea who the other people are, and getting to know what they're going to do and just see what kind of things they create and how it will completely destroy stuff that I probably want to do, but in like the best way possible, like the Jonathan Colton song, "You Ruined Everything" in the nicest way, that sort of thing. So yeah, pretty much everything. I'm looking forward to everything. That's a good enough answer. All the things.
All right. Well, my name is Jacob. I'm a pretty avid D&D player, fan of science and all that jazz. That's why I became a science teacher. Currently teaching high school biology, hopefully some chemistry next year, but we're going to see where that goes, I guess. Um, well, the first time I ever played D&D was just after high school, getting into college. My best friend from high school apparently ran a game and was like, "Hey, I play D&D sometimes. Come join." And this was second edition that they were playing, I believe. And I had absolutely no clue what I was doing, but just enjoyed the whole experience. We did just the craziest, zaniest stuff, and then after I went off to college, I had no one to play with. It kind of fell out of my life for a bit until I happened to stumble across Critical Role and became an avid fan and began seeking out players online to play with. For me, the best part about D&D is always the story. It's being able to have these characters just come to life and play as them and enjoy just good storytelling with friends. The game itself is always, of course, very fun to play, but for me, it's the storytelling that's the most intriguing and what keeps me coming back. Well, like I said earlier, I got back into D&D shortly after I got involved with Critical Role. Um, Met a couple of people online, ran a few games, ended up DMing some, playing some, and then finally I heard that we were going to be setting up a stream game, and I was very interested in joining that. So I went ahead and said, yes, sign me up. For this character, um, I'm just really excited to explore the storytelling. So many times I've made characters that are fun to play mechanics wise, mostly just because it makes that side a little more entertaining. But I wanted to sort of double down and go more storytelling with this character. So I'm not taking optimal spells, I'm not taking big damaging things. Instead, I'm just playing the character as the character was meant to be played, and I'm hopeful that it's going to be a very enjoyable experience.
Hello, everyone. We are back. Hope you're still here and with us, and we're ready to jump in again. So let's just get right into it. So you guys are finishing up your meal. You are just contemplating what your next move is, and you've taken your short rest. What would you like to do?
Dobby, I don't think that he's coming back.
Yeah. No, I figured that.
today.
Yeah. So, shit. Okay.
Back to sewer.
DM, what is do I know of the closest entrance to the sewer is? Like, do I know an entrance of the sewer?
Uh, do you? So yeah, you know it's in the caldera.
Yeah. Like, it's just one entrance, or is there multiple entrances?
There is a main entrance in the market area of the sewers. I mean, of the caldera.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's like a few, there. You know, there's more than one entrance, but that's the
Mhm.
one that you know of.
Gotcha. And
Okay.
and is that one really like in the middle of Black Sun territory, or like Black Sun is just like deeper and
The caldera is Black Sun territory.
yeah, it'd be like full. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Cool. So, yeah. Yeah, so looks like we don't got fits. We gotta take a crack at this sewer blinded. I do know of an entrance in the caldera, so we're just gonna have to head there to the main entrance.
All right. After you.
After you, good sir.
Okay, cool. We then start heading to that entrance.
Okay. All right. So you guys make your way out of the sunken wheel and begin heading back towards the floating disc. You continue by the various shops and businesses that you saw on your way in, and you get back to the floating disc, and you see those doors, and you see a group of people sort of waiting. You watch eventually as the platform lowers from the promenade, and then the doors and the guards letting the group come out onto this level of dash before ushering you and the group of people in to continue down towards the lowest level of the city. You continue down as the elevator moves you, this lift moves you downwards. And again, those of you who are not used to it get that like weird feeling in your sort of stomach as you continue to move downwards. And slowly you begin to pass into the deepest levels of dash, past the reaches of the fog-filtered light, where this environment turns grim and increasingly disorderly and poorly lit. It's much more dim lighting as this lift lowers, and once it stops and the doors open, you're let out, and you can see it is intensely cramped with piping and various discarded items. Sinric, I guess, probably, and Dobby, the black fog had its origin here. It rises from the rank waterways or vents from corroded grills in various areas. You see the thick arcane fumes thread the alleys between crowded and abandoned industrial buildings. And you begin walking your way out towards the main area of the caldera, and you know that the market district is called the Black Corridor, and so you begin heading your way towards the Black Corridor, which is a market of colorful bazaars, and it's the heart of basically the center of the caldera. And make a perception check as you begin leading the group towards where you know one of the entrances to the sewers is.
Gotcha.
I guess any of you can make a perception check.
I'm good at perception.
I mean, I got an 11.
I am not actually. That is an
11.
8.
I got a whole 9.
Okay.
Okay,
One, I'll never
Dobby, you're
use
pretty
that
good
elevator.
at keeping things focused, and you're guiding everyone and like avoiding areas where you know black suns tend to congregate. Although you don't really have like you work with the Shattered Blades. You tend to not work with the Black Suns, but you're not a member of the Shattered Blades. You just kind of do like freelance work with them, just because they offer good coin and they're generally not horrible human beings.
They're not
or
assholes.
or humanoids. And so you know, like, you just don't want to be associated and noticed. And given the battle that you just had with their members and your encounters with them before, you just generally kind of want to avoid them. So you do your best to find like alleys and passes and sort of like do a little bit of a roundabout to get to where you're going, just so that you throw off and can feel like no one is tailing you or keeping too much of an eye on you. And you know that you do stand out a little with these like outsiders of the city who have like brightly colored clothing or like gleaming armor or whatnot, or just generally look different. But generally the Black Suns typically don't bother tourists. Even when they come down to these levels, they have their own business that they have to handle, and they generally don't do like kind of petty crimes where they'll just like murder random tourists. Like, that's not good for business for them. So but you do take your time and move through the streets, and you eventually do come to the Black Corridor, where there are all of these various sort of little stalls set up, and you know that there, down one of the alleys, there is an entrance into the sewers. So you make your way through all of these various vendors, like hawking their wares and things like that. And there are a lot of people in this space. And those of you who are not from here, especially Perry and probably Quinn, the rankness of the air down here is very heavy on you, and it just does not feel good to be breathing down here. It's pretty nasty, and you're just having a hard time adjusting a little bit, and like your eyes are watering slightly as your body's trying to sort of acclimate to this climate. But Dobby leads you through to this alleyway, and you manage to kind of look around, and you see no one is sort of paying any attention, and you have the ability to open up the sort of like manhole cover that sits there as an entrance to an area of the sewers.
You swear to the Lord, you get in this city, the filthier everything is.
I do not care for this city. I do not care for cities at all. The longer I'm here, the more I am sure of this fact.
Okay, well,
Also,
quit your
that
complaint.
elevator's fucking weird and I don't like it.
Okay.
Would you like them with a dog? Would you like them in a fog?
No.
Okay. Well, if everyone's done yapping, okay, game face is on, people, because shit's about to get weird.
I would like to point out that you are not the boss of me, and I do not enjoy that tone.
Also, when did shit stop being weird?
Okay,
Well, I mean, this is all normal if you're used to city life.
literally, yeah, this is kind of a regular work day.
I'm gonna point at the blue skin guy, the guy with red fire hair, the guy who's tall as all heck with a big hat, and then my horns. This is
Yeah, well-
normal.
Well, no, you're the weird ones, okay? I'm just saying this situation here is usually normal. If it, weren't for you, you're kind of the weird ones.
I mean,
Okay.
or you've been to cities. Probably not normal.
So, I've been pretty much all over. This is fairly odd.
Well, Dash isn't your regular
And
old
same with
city.
you, Baltaim. You've been in Agraria. It's very different.
Mr. Pawns and Sin, I have a strange question, actually.
Yeah, shoot.
Do you say you don't frequent here often? This the Caldera?
Yeah, the Cardera.
Is it perhaps any of you know where a Creaky Cog, I think it's the inn, is around here?
Freaky. Call again.
Would I know, DM? Should
I
can roll for
Probably
history?
won't know in character.
Sinric wouldn't.
Can I roll history?
You can roll a history, yeah.
All right, cool.
I definitely don't know. I
Yeah.
try to keep my limitations here to the
No.
I don't know
dogs.
shit.
You've never. I mean, you spent a bit of time down here, but most of your time was spent either in the gorge or the promenade. Caldera was not the area that you wanted to live in. You did a little bit when you were younger, but that wasn't a place that you would frequent, as it's probably a tavern or an inn of some sort, and that's not generally where you kept to. So you don't
Yeah,
know where
no.
it is.
I have no idea where that is, my man.
All right. Just was asking to see if I had any good fortune today.
Yeah, no problem. My mom's used to always say a closed mouth don't get fed. But yeah,
Wise woman.
Is
Yeah,
that why you
yeah.
talk so much? When
exactly.
you don't have anything to say?
Does that mean if we fed you,
Okay,
you'd shut
okay.
up?
Okay. Are you really gonna rag on me while
Can't
I'm
talk to me.
literally the only person that's probably gonna get us out here alive?
Yes, I believe you are.
I'd also venture that if the druid can turn into a dog that can smell her way out, she might also be a possible chance.
Smell out through the fog, or do you just want to die?
I mean,
If you're not used to,
everything just smells real bad here, so... I mean, I did smell those folks when they attacked, but I couldn't tell where they were. So, I mean, I think this place just stinks too bad for me to be able to sniff things out, so to speak.
Well,
That's fair.
no place but down, and I'm gonna start moving the manhole cover.
Okay, make
Yeah.
a strength check.
Can I help him?
Sure. So make it with
Cool.
advantage.
Okay, thank you. kind
Or
sir.
athletics, if that's
Oh.
better.
No, it's the same. So.
Okay. It's not a difficult check. So yeah, with Quinn's help, you both managed to put down the manhole cover gently as you slide it over, and there is a ladder leading down. It is very dark down there. It does not look lit.
I start going down.
All right.
I'll
So
follow him.
Baltime starts heading down. Quinn, you follow after.
Yeah,
The rest,
I'll follow
the rest of
Quinn.
you follow. All right.
I'm gonna go last so I can slide the cover back over.
Okay.
I will wait a moment and just kind of yell down to them as I hear them climbing.
Mhm.
Any shite down there?
Do I see anything?
Do
Uh,
we see shite?
yes.
Yes.
The first
a sewer.
noticeable thing
Boys
for
a bit,
you
what'd you expect?
is the smell.
Oh,
Is there shit down there?
It is
Yeah.
as if something has died 6 times over. It's
Okay.
dark, wet, and oddly warm, with a stagnance to the air that is even more prominent than that of the caldera.
I am never gonna get this smell out of my hair.
Okay.
I look at my traveling clothes, which are still pretty nice, and I'm like, feckin'. And I'll just start climbing down.
Okay, you head down, and then Sinric, you go as the last one, and you slide the cover back over.
Okay.
And you all get down there. It is dark.
Got you. Can I light a torch, or is there too much methane in the air?
It's a sewer.
I mean,
Is anyone unable
It
to
is
see
up
at the
to you
moment?
on whether you would like to light a torch.
Can anyone not see at the moment?
Definitely not being able to see here.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Me and Simber can't see for shit, so I'm
I,
gonna.
I hold up my hand,
Oh, there's some shit right there.
and then a small gray mote of light comes into my hand.
Okay. So you casted
Cast
dancing lights?
light.
Okay, so
Dancing
what are you putting the light on?
I'll put it on. I'll put it on Dobby's dagger. I just move it to Dobby's dagger.
Okay. So Dobby, he points to your dagger and touches it, and your dagger glows a bright light, so that you can see, and lights up this area.
Oh
And you
shit!
You are in a corridor where on either side of you are 2 walkways. As you come down onto the sort of platform that you're in, you can choose to go on sort of the right-hand side or the left-hand side, and then there's water leading from what you can see is like, it looks like under the ladder is like a pipe that must be like flowing the water further in front of you. So you can choose to stay on like this walkway that's like a 5-foot walkway apart, so you'd have to go single file on either the right or the left hand side. And it goes straight, and then just at the edge of your light, you can see it starts to turn to the right hand side.
Got you.
I can see pretty well if we want me to lead.
Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, this still seems like a real bad idea.
Well, yeah, the entire thing is not the best of plans, but...
And if you pardon the pun, we've got shite all for choices.
That is a terrible thing that you said, but also...
Your jokes aren't getting any better.
I said pardon the pun. I wasn't trying to go for the joke.
At least we aren't close to the smell.
I'm going to take out... I'm going to take out...
Yeah.
It definitely
Yeah, you're going to take out what?
I'm going to take out my my small pocketbook,
Mhm.
and I'm going to turn to a fresh page and start drawing a map.
Okay.
Smart.
Okay.
So just marking kind of like what turns we've taken and everything
Okay.
like that.
All right. So,
So I'm
how are you guys
by no means
heading?
a cartographer.
What's the marching order?
Do we see like any markings on the wall that like match what this guy was scribbling at the house?
Make a
or
perception
anything?
check.
I was actually
Yeah,
going to ask
I'll
that
do
same
that as
thing,
well,
because this guy
'cause
loved marking holes.
I'm confused and scared.
I probably won't because I'm too busy focused on making a map.
It smells like ass down here. That is a 24.
I got 11.
Yeah, Sinric, Quinn, nothing. Perry, you start looking close to the walls, and they look kind of gross. You see like some grime and some like greenish like liquid like dripping down. You do not see any scratches. I mean, you see scratches, but they don't look like any. They don't. First of all, they don't look like creatures. Probably just like wear and tear. Maybe from like people working in the area and doing various maintenance. It doesn't look like often. They look old. But other than that, you don't see any like writing or scribbling.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, I mean, there's no indication of where he's been. Also, I'd like to point out that it smells like something died down here, and then something else died on top of it, and I am not a fan.
Perry,
I'm never getting this stink out of my leathers, and I'm very upset about it.
Feels like that happened several times.
Perry, I might not be able to help with the stink on the leathers, but and I pull out my small bottle of perfume and kind of like dab it on my finger and just kind of like put it somewhere where I can hopefully smell the perfume and not the
yeah,
shit.
so you just like dab it like sort of up just above your top lip to like keep the stench of this place. It's hard. It kind of now smells like sweet garbage.
But better than shitey garbage.
Yeah, slightly better than.
And I'll offer her the
dead
perfume
shit.
bottle.
I'll pass. I might need my sense of smell for something else.
Smells like
Fair
food
enough,
for
and
me.
I'll stop her
But
and put it back in my
Thank you.
And so, what's the marching order as you guys start to head forward?
middle.
Okay.
Here, I'll
I'll
go on the.
Are you going
I'll
in
be
the
the
front?
second.
Okay.
Actually, you know what?
Who's in the
Yeah,
front?
I'll be the second.
I thought we were gonna let
Okay, Baltaim?
Baltaim lead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baltaim
Just
is
can
in
actually
the front,
see.
then Dobby, then Ori,
Sure.
and then what? Perry, Quinn,
Yeah.
Sin.
I'll
I'll
be behind
stay
Ori.
more towards the back. That way we can
Yeah.
kind of.
Okay. So Quinn and,
Yeah.
and Sinric are at the back. Okay. All right. So you guys start making your way forward, and you get to that sort of area where it turns to the right, and it's a pretty sharp turn as it's sort of squared off as a tunnel is, and you watch as it turns down another hallway. And are you staying on the right hand side or the left hand side walkway?
Flip a coin.
Yeah. Sure.
Why don't we just take the right? Because it's the
Okay,
first
so you're on the
one
right
followed.
hand side. All right, so you
Yeah.
go and you turn right, and you're on like the inner sort of turn of the walkway, and you see like another long sort of hallway that leads straight and you continue making your way, and you hear sort of like the rushing of the water as it's flowing in the direction that you're heading.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really tell, but you assume there is maybe a slight decline to the way that you're walking, but you're not
Mm-hmm.
really sure. Like you can't feel it. It doesn't, you can't see a decline in the stonework that you're walking on. But you continue moving through, and again, it's dark. There's no lighting sort of in these areas, and you do hear the occasional like screeching of a rat scurrying somewhere,
Okay.
and the pitter patter of like little tiny feet on wet sort of stonework from the
Mhm.
water, but you don't see anything. And you continue again, and then you see that the walkway, as you go another maybe 80 feet or so, turns again to the right-hand side.
Hmm.
You can look forward, and it doesn't look like it continues forward, so you turn again and make your way down another long hallway. This one, you can't see to the end of it through Dobby's light, and even with your dark vision, it doesn't extend to the end of it, but you slowly start making your way forward, and as you do, you find an open archway about once you get about 100 feet or so, just to
Mhm.
the edge of your vision, you see an open archway that leads into some sort of room. It looks like a larger room, and it looks like it's slightly lit. You can see like a faint, dim sort of light lining certain areas. You can't see where the lights are, but lining the room slightly, and it looks like very dimly lit. Do you continue forward?
I have 120 feet of dark vision. Do I see anything in that extra little
Oh,
bubble?
from your incantation, or I mean, sorry, your
Mhm.
invocation.
Mhm.
Yeah, you just see a dimly lit room right now.
Okay,
You
but no people or
you
anything.
don't see any people now.
Okay.
So you continue forward.
Um. Yeah. I think the coast is clear for right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I perceive any like warning like tripwires or
Go ahead and make a perception.
yeah, like
Also, you're
alarms?
probably about 40 feet from where Dobby is, just because otherwise his light would interfere with how
Your
your
dark
dark vision
vision.
would be,
Right. Right.
because the glare off the light would hurt you. But go ahead and make a perception.
Okay. Perception. That's a two.
Yeah, you don't see anything. It
Ooh.
seems like coast is clear.
The coast is clear.
Okay. So you continue making your way forward, and you get about maybe 60 feet from the room, and you do notice that in the room it looks like there is some kind of basin or well in the room. You can't make much out about it. You'd have to get in further, but you do see there's some kind of mechanism in here, or something that's not just a like a regular waterway. You do see the
I'll walk.
waterway that you're walking by continues in through the room and goes out another way, but you also see that there is this like basinish area.
I'll walk up to it.
Okay, so you continue in. So now you get through the archway, and what you notice is there's a large room. It looks like there is in this dimly lit area, you do see the same sort of types of arcane lights that light the city, but at a much dimmer scale in these sort of metal fixtures in the various like four corners of the room. It is very, very dim light in here, so it just sort of flickers and keeps it like barely serviceable in terms of lit, and you notice at the top, sort of like as you come in from the archway, at the top sort of I would say like northwestern corner and the southwestern corner of the room are two doors. In the center of the room, you see a shallow water well with stone walls, and it's in this room. And the room itself is probably about 40 feet across, but the well is about 10 to 15 feet wide. You see at the far side of the well is a stone statue, and it stands with one arm raised in a fist, a finger pointing to the ground, and the other hand holds a tablet. You can't really see what's on the tablet from where you are, but you can move closer. That's what you see right now. Do you continue forward?
Yeah, I'll just move as close as I can get. Do I see any indicators of words or any
Okay.
thing that seems out of place?
Okay, you head towards this sort of statue, and you do see, as you sort of like inspect it, you don't see anything else in the room. There's nothing else here, but you do see on this tablet runes that are just like in like an older common almost, like the older language of Aotania, and it takes a bit to sort of like translate it yourself, but you see that it's "Be humbled, trespasser. You believe your destination is beneath you, but you mustn't miss the point." And as you look down, you see inside this well, about 2 feet down, there's a metal gauntlet that hovers, with some kind of arcane means, glowing blue in this clear water, fingers outstretched towards the statue, and that's all you notice. And the water level rests about 1.5 feet. No, probably maybe more. Probably 2.5, 3 feet above the gauntlet.
What was that last bit? You said, "Be humble, traveler. You believe your destination is below you."
Be humbled, trespasser. You believe your destination is beneath you, but you mustn't miss the point. That's all you have there. And then you have those 2 doors on the other side of the room.
Okay.
Be humble.
And all of you
I'll call
come
it
in
one
and
in.
you see Baltaim kind of like reading this, and you also come in and kind of notice this gauntlet, and you're able to head over and kind of like read this as well.
What the fuck is this?
But you mustn't
like
miss
some
the
type of
point.
puzzle.
Quick clarification, DM, because I'm actually drawing a map for us. The doors are on the opposite side we came in, or
Yeah, so you came in on like this side. There's one door like up on like one like the top, sort of like if you came on if you came in straight, there's one at like your top right and one at your like
Okay.
top left.
Top
sort of.
left?
Yeah.
So it's like
on the same wall
literally-
though. On the same
Yeah,
wall
they're
though.
both on the same wall.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Okay.
It says, "Be humble, trespasser. You believe your destination is below you. However, you mustn't miss the point."
Okay, and the statue is pointing down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has a figure that's pointing down.
Okay. But okay, and the gauntlet looks like
The
it's
way
just
is not-
floating.
Yeah, it's just
Down.
floating in a like a blue glow around it. It's about
Hands out,
2 or 3 feet down.
Might have something to help with this, but if there is a trap on this, it might trigger it.
That would be bad.
Maybe let's hold off until we figure something out, some of this out. Okay. You think your destination is beneath you, but you mustn't miss the point.
Is it pointing into the well or onto the ground?
Just pointing down, but it is like the statue is sort of like if this is the like if the well is here, the statue is just behind it. So like when you walked into the room, it's on the opposite side of this well. And it's standing, and it just has the hand like it's hard to do it on my camera, but like hand open up, and it's hard to tell if it's ground or well, but it's almost right over the well.
Can I inspect the arm?
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation. What are you looking for?
Any moving parts to this
Okay.
statue?
Go ahead and make
smart.
an investigation.
8.
You look at it and take some time and try grabbing it and moving it. Oh, sorry, I got something in my eye. Grabbing it and moving it Doesn't seem to budge or anything like that you can see. You can't find any like gears or any kind of like levers or anything.
Is there like a bucket or anything nearby in the room?
No, not that you can see.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
that's the
halfling and we have
statue.
rope.
Could I do a perception to see towards the ceiling directly above the statue?
Sure.
Ooh, nice
What are you
thought.
looking for?
Any type of marking
Okay.
or like, yeah.
Go ahead.
Let's
Perception.
see. It's 10.
You look up, and the dim light it flickers. You can see the ceiling. It's not too high. It's about maybe 30 feet, or so, maybe 20, 25. Anyway, you do see it, but it's hard to see. You can't like you do see like striations, but it just looks like even striations of like just how the ceiling is set out. You don't see like a specific marking.
Okay.
The hand that's kind
How
of
tall is
pointing.
the statue?
Sorry.
At the gauntlet.
Sorry, Baltaim, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I just asking like how tall is the statue? Like how like large?
It's probably about 10 feet.
Okay.
It's not huge, but it's big. Sorry, Sinric, what were you saying?
The hand that's pointed down, is that like, just like a closed fist like pointing down, or does it look like the fingers are open with the hand pointing down?
It looks pretty close fist, like just like a point.
Okay.
As if you were pointing at something, how you would point,
Okay, and it's pointing down, correct?
Yeah, pointing down.
So it doesn't look like something would be able to be like threaded through the fingers or anything.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I might have an idea. Kind of crazy. I want to go by the statue. I want to check the ground right in front of the statue by the well, because first thought of be humbled trespasser is to genuflect
Okay.
and like bend the knee. So
Okay.
I wanted to like literally check the ground and see if there's anything there, like a place where it looks like it would want someone or something to be.
Okay.
Okay.
You go
Good
and
idea.
you look. You don't have to roll for this. You just generally look, and it looks like the statue is actually pretty close to the edge of the well. It would be hard,
Okay.
like you'd kind of have to like hug the statue almost to like stand where the statue is to be in front of it. You couldn't just stand there or kneel there without falling into the water, because there's like not really a place to balance.
Okay.
There's not like a
And
platform in front of it. It's like almost
if-
right on the edge.
What if he
Okay.
was on the opposite side of the well?
He could go there. There's nothing there.
Is there any
Okay.
water in the basin?
Yes, there's the gauntlet is inside water about 2.5, 3 feet down, hovering in this well.
Okay.
Is the statue like cemented to the floor? Can I like look at it? Does it seem like it can be pushed or slightly moved a little bit?
You take a look and it looks like it's affixed. It is not moving anywhere.
Right,
Okay.
okay.
You'd have to break it out of the like
Right.
it's cemented to the almost the stonework of the floor. It doesn't look like it's a statue that was like carried there and like put there. It definitely looks like it was
There.
built in this room in some form.
The way we're all going through these puzzle options, I can tell every single one of us has played Uncharted. It's I recognize all of these solutions.
How far is the archway from the well?
So the well is about 10 to 15 feet around. It's about 10 feet from the other wall with the doors on it. So it would be about 20 feet from the archway.
I have an idea, but just for precaution's sake, let's have everybody get back into the archway, or out of this room, as it
I
were.
have an idea as well if this is not work.
Okay, I'm gonna start
Maybe we
backing
say
up.
the ideas out loud before we try
Right,
them.
yeah, maybe we should.
Well, it's this, and I'm gonna cast Mage Hand
Okay.
over the well.
Okay.
I'm thinking we gotta pull it out, but I don't want it to trigger some trap and we get stuck in here and smell like shit for the rest of our lives, however long that be.
Right.
Not a bad idea.
I
What's
mean-
my name?
So you guys doing this?
Baltine, what was your idea?
I was
Does it
going to
say?
go wade through the water and ask to enter. Says to be humble.
Vault.
I think
You-
that would be something to try first, because it's not taking something, it's requesting something. It's a bit less likely to set off some sort of trap.
I mean, it
Mm.
also says be careful not to miss the point.
Right, and it is pointing down. Right into that.
I think that part of the riddle, just based on my own, time spent spinning tales and riddles, I think we're just not supposed to go into the doors without first doing something.
Right. And whatever the something is, may in fact be where it is pointing.
Yeah, it's pointing into the well with the gauntlet.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
Most people wouldn't wade through filth most times.
I mean, Baltine kind of has a point.
It's not filthy water. This is clear,
Oh, it's
clean
clean
water.
water.
Yes.
Okay, that's even.
That's why you can see the
Okay.
gauntlet and this
Yeah.
blue glow.
Yeah,
It's not the
that's what I
filthy water
figured.
of the sewer. It is looks like and the sewer, the water that came in from the archway kind of arcs and goes through another area out. It doesn't even go to where the doors are. It kind of goes out and
Right.
into the wall almost, and then you can't get by it. It's almost like goes into like a
Mhm.
hole. This looks like separate water, like clean, clear,
So-
dirty, diseased water.
On the statue, I mean, you said it was standing on one side of the well,
Mhm.
and it's kind of pointing over. Is the finger actually pointing down, or is it kind of pointing like off
No,
set?
it's pointing down.
Straight down.
Yep.
I mean, Baltine has a point. It says be humble trespasser.
right.
As in, you don't belong here.
So while they're doing that, can I go check the bottom of the finger? Like, I want to look at like the point of the finger
Yeah.
and see if there's anything on there, like a marking.
Go ahead and make a perception.
Come on.
If it's
roll
actually
noisily high.
looking at the finger, I'm gonna
Oh,
be saying
dang!
it.
Ooh, that's a 23.
Nice. You look at the bottom of the finger, and it just looks like smooth, polished stone. You don't see any marking there. You don't notice anything strange. You touch it a bit and like try to move it, and it's solidly placed
Mhm.
there.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Do I recognize what the statue is of? Is it
Doesn't
a
look
god
like
or
anything. It's just like it looks like it's carved into the visage of a man of some sort, but it doesn't really have
Facial features.
features. Yeah, it has like a
Vague humanoid.
structure of like a humanoidish face, but it's not of a specific person or anything like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna. Does anyone object to that idea?
Well, I think it's the first thing you can try that won't possibly set up a trap.
Yeah. I think it's worth a
Walk up
shot.
to
I
the-
mean,
10 feet across the well, as you said?
It's so the archway is 15 feet from the well, and the well is about 15 feet across.
15
and then
feet
and then it's
across.
about it's about 5 feet deep or so. The gauntlet's hovering maybe at just about a foot off the bottom that you
okay.
can kind of see from this perspective.
So I'm gonna walk up to the edge of the basin.
Mhm.
I'm gonna kneel down, like on one knee.
Mhm.
Bow my head.
Mhm.
May I please seek refuge here, though I trespass in your space.
You wait for a moment.
And I'm gonna
Nothing
enter
happens.
the water.
Okay. You step down into the water, and you're like 7 feet tall, or 6'9" or something.
Yeah, 6'11". Yeah.
Okay.
Almost
You step down into the water, and it comes up to just like around your chest area or so. Because I'm trying to like think. It's about 5 feet deep or so, 4.5, 5 feet deep. And
tracks.
and you're standing there on the edge.
And
Nothing
I'm gonna
happens.
Just walk to the very center where the gauntlet is.
Okay, you walk over to the gauntlet and you're like right in front of it, but it's like down below the water.
Okay. Am I touching the ground or am I just kind of swimming?
Your feet are touching the ground because it's only,
Okay.
like I said, 4.5. It's only about 4.5 feet deep.
Wait, I'm gonna I'm gonna lower and try to pick up the gauntlet.
Okay, so you lower in, and you like, are you trying to grab the gauntlet?
Is it like it has a hand that can be like placed into it?
Yeah.
Or like okay.
Do I see him going for the gauntlet?
I mean,
Well,
we are
I
all
want to.
watching
Well,
him, I
he's
imagine.
walking into the center first. I want to see what he's deciding to do before,
I'm going to
because right now he's just standing in the center.
yeah. I'm going to say I'm going to put this on. Or does anyone else have a better idea?
If you look straight up, I got a nice little hand that doesn't get bitten off if something doesn't like it.
Right.
Maybe have the mage hand touch it first and see if that does anything. If there's any adverse reaction, it'll happen to something that's not, a person.
And I'm not sure you'd want to be in there if the trap goes off.
I have a feeling that's kind of the point here, though. Maybe.
You take the risk.
That's true.
Hubris can be the downfall.
I mean,
I would say this could be a humbling experience.
All right,
I'm gonna
and I'll
let
move the hand down.
Okay. So the mage hand's moving. So are you just letting him? Are you letting her put the mage hand down then, Balteam, while you stand there?
I was gonna put my hand in the gauntlet.
Okay, so
Oh.
he's there first. So you go under the water, and you place your hand into the gauntlet, and you feel as your hand is clamped, and you are under the water, and you can move the hand, you can move the gauntlet, like sort of 360 degrees. You cannot lift yourself. You are stuck in that position as you all hear the
Oh, see, now that's what I was
floor
afraid
of
of.
the well starts dropping
boy.
and filling with more water and more water as the gauntlet and Baltaim are pulled down.
Okay.
And after a few
okay.
seconds, he's now down 6 feet. And you are holding your breath, but you are there being pulled lower and lower.
Do I know, DM, just as a clarification of how my spell works, if I message somebody, do they have to speak in order for the message to come back, or can they just
message
think it?
it's sending, I believe, can be in your head. Message
Okay.
has to be through vocal. It requires vocal.
Then I'm just gonna message him real quick and say, Baltaim, let go of the gauntlet, swim up now.
He's being pulled forward. What are you doing, Baltaim?
I'm gonna try to can I slip through? I'm guessing probably not. If it's
Your
clamping me
hand is
down.
clamped in there. It is not going anywhere. You try and tug for a second. You try, and all you can do is sort of turn your wrist. You can clench your You can clench your hand and stuff like that. And you can kind of barrel roll, I guess, yourself, but you can't actually if you try to barrel roll and kind of lift yourself up, you're just not being pulled.
well, I do believe we've missed the point.
And
I'm gonna try
you're
to take
slowly
the-
being at this
I'm trying
point
to
as you're
sword
trying to struggle.
back
You're
at
now
it.
at about 6.5 feet down.
DM.
Is the statue kind of doing anything as he's moving the glove around
Yeah.
and struggling?
You're looking.
Okay, cool. Can the statues, as it's pointing down the hand, does it look like it can twist 180 and point upwards?
No.
Go ahead and make an
Oh,
investigation.
well,
Well,
I
she
didn't see
said
it.
you can barrel roll over.
No. He's saying
He's talking about the statue. So go ahead,
Yeah.
Dobby,
Yeah, yeah.
and head over and start to investigate. What are the rest of
Okay.
you doing while this is happening?
Can I help him investigate it again, or because I failed my earlier check now?
Sure, yeah, you can. Dobby, you can make it with advantage as
Gotcha.
Ori runs over and starts trying to like you both kind of like.
Not trying to
What
die.
if you
Not
try
trying to
this,
die.
and what if you try this?
It's a 20.
Yeah, you go and you're both trying to like figure it out as you hear this thing, and it's filling with more and more water coming in from what you see are like slats in the top that are filling into this pool. And you look, and no, it does not look like this moves at all.
Fuck.
This is a timed challenge, by the way, so I'm
Okay.
keeping track of the time.
Yeah, fine.
I'm
Cool.
Okay.
I'm like hitting the.
And what's your
thing, like, the
constitution?
gauntlet. My constitution is 3, so I have 4 minutes. Right?
Yeah, you have 4 minutes.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Not currently dying.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because you
Yeah,
were
I'm just
prepared, I'll
like
say you
listening.
did take a full breath, and you have the full 4 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. I think I might have an idea.
Look,
Well, we're open to ideas.
humble.
Does it feel like I'm holding anything?
No,
And, like, the
you're
gauntlet?
it clamp like when you put your hand in, you're not holding anything. It literally
The
like
gauntlet is
almost
holding
it feels
you.
like it's almost like
Yeah, right. but I'm
clamped
saying, like,
into
in the
your
gauntlet,
skin.
does it feel like I'm holding something?
No, your hand is
No.
completely like it's just like putting on almost like a gauntlet of armor.
Okay.
I'm going to
Hitting
try
it,
something.
Doing anything to like?
Are you trying to hit it with your other
Yeah,
hand?
I'm trying to. I'm like. I mean, as I got stuck in there, like, I'm just trying to like hit it with
Uh,
my sword.
Okay, so you take out your sword and this is in water, so make a strike with
Oh yeah,
disadvantage.
true. Yeah, that's fucked. Right.
And it's also like a long sword trying to like hit in water,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
you trying. Okay. Go ahead and make your I mean so you hit it. Roll damage. Yeah, you hit it and you slam into it and this force almost like causes your blade to skim along and you almost slice into your own arm. But you pull back, thankfully, like the water and the pressure keep you from harming yourself. But you don't see really even a scratch on this thing. He's now down at like 7 feet.
I'm gonna message him again and say, keep an eye out for anything you can see down there.
Alright.
I was just about to say, do I see anything like as I'm start calming down now? If I did that, I'm like.
Okay, make a perception
anything-
check.
Yeah.
It is not.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to the edge of the well. I was like,
I
I'm
know
going
you're
to try
supposed to be-
something that might be stupid.
Okay.
And then I'm going to jump in.
Okay, you're in your full armor, so you
Fine.
sink.
That's fine. I can probably.
So
get
you
back
take
up.
a breath
Roll.
and you jump in. What's your constitution mod?
That's a good question. Mine is 3.
Okay, so you also have 4 minutes. Perception, you look around and like with the water, it's still clear water, but all you see are just like bricks and stone of this well around you, and you can kind of like turn your body using like you can move your body around, and the gauntlet does circle around, but you don't see anything that makes any sense to you as to like what you would do with this. Like you don't see markings or anything like that, and on the floor below you, you don't see anything. And you're like, and Quinn, you jump in and you just, and you hear this from above you, and you see Quinn sink to your level with his full regalia on. He's got his shield on his back, he's got his warhammer, and he is just in the water with you. And you sink to the bottom, and you're now at 7.5 feet, and you're starting to feel almost like a sucking.
Can
Okay.
Can I do this action with my
So you-
hand?
Yeah. That's what I was going to try. I was going to like from down there look up and see if I can see the statue and get him positioned so he's like literally facing the same direction and make him point the same way.
Yep, you
But I
can
can't
make that.
communicate that. So
Sorry. Yeah, so you make the motion, and when you make the motion of pointing down, you hear a as the well starts to rise back up. And your hand is left there in that position, as over the next few seconds, maybe 30 seconds or so, it rises to the top, and your hand is released, and you are free. And you see, at the right hand side of the room, not so you have the wall with the doors, at the sort of like the north end of the room, you see a stone wall lift up and reveal some sort of room.
Well,
What has this idiot gotten himself into?
that was fun.
Fun is not the word I would use.
I kind of needed a bath, I guess, from all that air. Anyway.
Okay.
Right. Well, it was not fun, but it was at least educational, I suppose.
So, yeah, you have this. You're free. After you are released, the well lowers back down to its initial spot, and stays there.
All right.
But you have this room open at the opposite end.
Cool,
Might
cool,
we
cool.
proceed before our stay is no longer welcomed?
Well, you think that would be a fine idea? So,
I
you
guess.
know, I'd
fun.
I'd climb up out and get him out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You get yourselves out of the water, and you continue in towards the this room. Okay. Apologies, audience. Our cameras got fucked up. I am going to make my players properly fix this. So just give us a second, guys. Can you
Yeah,
please
sorry,
fix your
guys.
rotation?
We the best at technology.
Everyone has to
Okay.
go out because Laura is the one that's first. So.
Okay.
We shall return.
One moment, please. Okay.
Jay, you have to leave.
Yeah, I'm trying to right now, actually. Hold on.
There you go. Okay. So just tell Khalil
Alright.
to come back in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just going to do this while they're trying to. All right, we're back. All right. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
We fixed it.
So, you guys walk up towards this room, and you see that this room is relatively unassuming, but it's quite clean. You see there's a bedroll in the corner with a few cans and errant food wrappers scattered about. In the other corner, there's a desk that looks rather weathered and it's opposite the bed, with a few scraps of metal on top and a couple of empty vials that seem to maybe have held some liquid of some sort. By the bedroll is a small sack resting against the wall.
Shall we poke around a little bit?
Yes, indeed,
Perhaps
right.
this is where our friend is hiding.
This was in the in the well.
the
This room,
room.
right?
No, this room
No, on the
is
side.
opposite. So the well is in the center. This is to the right of the well or the north side of the room. So the doors were on the west side. This is on the north side, where this when you figured out this puzzle, the door lifted up, the stone door lifted up, and this room opened up for you.
Got it.
Okay.
Got
Is there
you.
anything like a cook fire or just anything at all? Any indication that someone's been like actually here recently?
Yeah.
You can make an investigation.
Sure.
Okay, I'll help him look.
Okay, so go ahead and make it with advantage if Perry's
Okay.
helping you.
Yeah. Cool. So that is 22.
You look
Nice.
and you start to like just look around for like kind of any markings, and you look at like the cans of food and stuff like that. The best you can tell is like the last time someone was here was maybe a week ago. Based on like the dried out stock inside like the food cans and the wrappers.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, there's not really much else you can tell.
Okay. Right. Looks like someone's been here, but not for about a week. Remind me about how would it look like it had been that long since the person had been at the house, or is this like a shorter amount of time?
I
check
think it was.
that?
I think I said about a week at the safe house as well.
Okay, so this actually lines
Since
up.
a fire was, I think. Well, I said it looked like it's been about a week since a fire was lit.
Right.
You
Right,
didn't
and the
really
food in
know
there was
how
moldy,
long,
so-
and the bread was moldy,
Yeah.
which was probably over a week. But
Mhm.
yeah, you're not 100% sure, but yeah, could be around
Right.
the same time.
Okay.
Close enough. Okay, cool. So, if there's no signs that anyone's been here for about a week, well, I say we just check everything in the room, check the desk, check everywhere. But
Yeah.
try and find some indication of where he's gone, if he's here, if he's coming back.
Yeah, I'm gonna look in the bag
Okay.
and see if what's inside it.
Okay. So Perry, you head over to the bag, and you look inside, and you notice some coins.
Right.
You sort of like pour them out onto your hand, and it's 10 gold, 20 silver, and 14 copper.
Okay. I found some money.
That's handy.
I'm gonna look around for any kind of symbols or anything that was familiar to the
Gibberish.
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking the same
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
So I'll help her with that.
So go ahead and Ori make an investigation.
It was 10 gold.
12. Unless somebody's helping me.
I was helping you with that.
Oh, you were? Is
Yeah.
that advantage?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Roll again. Still 12.
So yeah, you look and you look around the walls, and you don't notice any kind of markings or symbols or scratch.
Okay.
I'd like to take a look at the desk and just see if there's any writing, if there's anything in. Does it have drawers, or is it just one of those like? big
No, it's
flat
like a
with
straight
these
desk,
little
but
people?
I'll make an investigation.
Okay. So I'm good at this. 6.
Oh,
so
good lord.
you take a look, and you do notice that there's scraps of metal,
Mm-hmm.
just like errant pieces, like very small, like nothing you could do really anything with, and vials, empty, like small little, like almost like test tube like vials that look to have had some kind of liquid. Like one looks like it has like a dried sort of reddish fluid in it. Another one has like a greenish in it, but they're not filled anymore, and it'd be really hard to tell based on what's there, what was even being. It looks alchemical in some sort of nature, but you can't really tell what.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like or do I see any like other passages or exit ways from here besides the way we came?
Based on the investigations you guys have made, no.
No, so it's just a room right now.
It's just a room. Seems like make an intelligence check.
Me?
Yeah.
Intelligence. Okay, this
Come on, roll high.
should be a fun one.
Yeah, it's
That's
just like
the
really
opposite
strange
of what I asked for.
it's really strange to see like this kind of room with this kind of contraption here. They're really not sure what to make of.
So,
Now, who
what's
would
the
have a room?
lighting like in here? Is it the same as the other room?
No, it's completely dark in here.
Oh, so I can't see anything then.
Well, Dobby still has his dagger.
Yeah, so I have the dagger.
Who had a room with such a powerful lock?
Right, there has to be something we're missing in here. No one puts this kind of lock on something if they don't really want to keep it secured.
How do we know that this is related to what we're looking for? This could just be some person who appreciates their privacy study.
Well, I mean, he did say he was meeting someone in the sewers. Maybe this was the chamber he was seeking.
Or make an intelligence check.
Or the chamber of the person who was looking for it.
Please.
Alright.
Please make the intelligence check.
I'm not terrible at this.
Please.
That's what-
Come on, Ori. Oh,
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
22.
You think you're on the right track. This seems to be like almost like a safe room. Given that someone was storing their money here, has a bedroll, it seems like this is a place where someone who didn't want to be found would want to lay low for a little bit. Doesn't seem like a place that deals would be done in, or like a meeting space. It seems like a place where someone would come to either work on something that they don't want anyone to know about, i.e. like the city or anything like that, or a place where maybe if you get yourself in a little bit of hot water, you'd be able to get here, and it'd be really hard for people to kind of like find you.
okay.
Knowing that, I'm going to look around for any kind of notes or like like anything I could think of that somebody wouldn't want found that would be in this kind of place.
I'll let you make one more investigation.
A secret.
You guys have made a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been rooting around and we're not doing very well. So
While she's doing
Yeah.
that, can
Alright.
I take the vials?
I was about to ask
16?
about-
16, not bad.
You looking around the room one more time, you're combing it, you do notice one thing is behind a leg of the desk that none of you had seen. You see a small bottle of some kind of reddish liquid sitting there hidden, almost in like a carved out place in the stone. It would be really hard to find otherwise, but given that you guys are going over this place with a fine tooth comb, you managed to find it and you grab this bottle.
Okay. I'll just kind of look at it. Am I familiar with this reddish liquid? Is it something I've seen before in my travels?
Make an Arcana check.
Not bad at those either.
Ooh,
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
come on. Oh,
18.
Based on your studies and your research, this seems like a potion of healing.
Yay!
All right. One potion of healing.
Are you telling people these things, or are you just wandering around silently?
I'll point it out as I
Well, you
find
see her
it.
pick it up out of the
Okay.
like little alcove.
I don't think this is what we're looking for. I think that we've just happened to stumble upon somebody's stash.
Right, we find a secure room for someone who obviously doesn't want to be found. Hasn't been here for about the same amount of time as the gentleman from up top. Could be connected.
Yeah, so either this is our man Logan's second safe house or his contact.
I almost feel like maybe it's his contact because this doesn't look like the place where someone who was crazy writing on his walls has been recently, as there is not crazy writing on these walls.
That's a fair point. These walls are remarkably sans graffiti. I think we're on the right track, and the fact that neither person has been to where they had been previously for about the same amount of time doesn't really bode well for what happened at their meeting.
Well, we didn't know anything about this other person that he was meeting.
No,
No
we
name,
didn't.
no gender, no nothing.
Just to meet in the sewers.
I believe the point Quinn is trying to make is that if this is the contact, and he is also, or she, they have not been in their little hidey hole for a week, and our quarry has not been in his safe house for at least a week, then perhaps their meeting went poorly or was interrupted.
That is precisely my point.
Now,
Is
the
that
question is someone gonna revisit back here? Or...
I mean, if they do we want to be here when they come back?
I do
Or-
not think so.
I don't either. And
Given
then the
our
question,
reception in the gorge, I think we want to,
continue on best we can.
yes.
Quite smart. Now, where do we go from here? Because
yeah, that's exactly where I think the only other option is to wait for someone to return.
I don't think so. We had 2 other doors in the other room, didn't we?
True.
We didn't even try those fuckers. We just were like, oh, look, a shiny well.
But if this is, like Mr. Pond said, a maze of sewers, it might not be best to get lost down here.
Oh, I'm making a map, and I'll show the map so far.
Clever.
quite.
I think it's worth at least
Good.
opening the doors, don't you think?
I'm always down, as you can see, for a little risk taking.
Yeah. Next
we got a
next
good
time
look
on
at
that, how about we let the mage hand that doesn't need to breathe?
It ended up all
Like,
right.
well, yeah, it ended up all right, but I'm saying next time, you might not be able to breathe.
Then I wouldn't have the experience for myself. It's all right.
Can I exit this room back to the well room?
Yep.
And see if there's any footsteps, like any type of I know it's been here for a while, but any footsteps leading to one of these doors?
Make a survival
Gotcha.
to track.
Damn. It's a 12.
It's hard because this is like worked stone in the sewers. It's not like dirty ground where you can see like footprints.
Mhm.
And this room doesn't seem like the water doesn't flow over into the room, so it's hard to see if there would be like footprints from like wetness on the bottom of boots. But you do take a look. You notice there is like you go up to both doors and you notice there is sort of an amalgamation of there's like it looks like what would be like almost dirt on the stone in front of the northwest door is worn away in that area a little bit. And it seems more like the southwest door. It's less of a worn path, like in a circle, and more just it looks like the dust is parted almost in like a line.
Gotcha. Okay.
What are you thinking, Mr. Pons?
Yeah,
So do you all leave the room?
Yeah.
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 So as the last person leaves the room, you as the stone closes.
Did we grab the money by any chance?
Power has it.
Yeah. Perry.
Yeah, I still had it in my hand as I was leaving. I meant to leave it behind because it's not mine to have. But, well,
Well, it's yours now. It's the rule of dash.
yeah, okay. And it was 10 gold.
Mm-mm-mm.
20 silver?
No, I thought it was 12 silver.
No.
10 gold, 20 silver, 14 copper.
Gotcha.
20 silver. Okay, 14 copper. Okay.
All
That was
right,
close
to
to what I had.
answer
Okay.
Ball's question, I'm like, I'm trying to see one of these doors has the most foot traffic. You know, this can't be the only trap. You know, with this fountain, there's got to be more of these fucks. I ain't trying to die.
Well, once again, we have a way around that, and I'll cast Mage Hand and move it over towards the door he's been investigating the most.
Which
Yeah,
which one are
that'd
you in
be
front of?
The left one
The left one.
with the straight dust.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Does one of these doors look more used?
So are you
And I'll
trying
say, stand back a bit,
Yeah, do
Oh,
you?
okay.
and I'll have the Mage Hand grab. I assume there's a handle.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have it grab the handle, and once everybody's back,
Uh-huh.
So you pull. It doesn't move. Seems.
oh, it's locked.
Is there like a keyhole? Did I see a keyhole?
Yep.
Yo, Perry, is there a key in that bag?
I didn't pick up the bag. I just picked up the money.
Oh shit.
I don't think they would have left the key behind if they locked the door
I
behind
did.
But you
them.
did
See
look.
the
You
key.
you did look through the bag and it.
I looked
didn't-
through the bag and there wasn't a key. But
Yeah.
also, I didn't steal the bag. I just accidentally stole the money.
Oops.
Spoken like a true druid.
Well,
Yeah.
Door number 1. What's behind door number 2?
I'll go to the other door.
Okay. The handle turns, but as your mage hand tries to push, it needs a bit more force.
Something tells me this door's not what it seems.
All right. I look over to Quinn. And I'm like, you wanna give it a push with that hammer of yours or what?
I think you're wanting distance here.
Well, you can't really give it a shove from far away. Not.
Oh, Mr. Sinric over there has a nice pointy weapon.
Hey, we don't need to stab it. We need to shove
No,
the door.
you shove the door.
Yeah, I can use the mage hand.
Okay, maybe enough
So-
of the mage hand. We just push the door.
I'll just go ahead and try to push the door open.
Okay. Make a strength check.
Oh boy.
All right. So as you go in and you take push it down and at first it doesn't push. You
Oh, hey,
push.
Oh, that's a
I-
save.
Yeah, that wasn't the right one. I did a save.
I'll just minus the proficiency.
It should be
off of
minus
it.
2.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're still okay. As you push it down, you shove your shoulder into the door and you feel the door, but you hear a ting, and you feel. I need you to make a Constitution save, please.
Ooh, that I can do. It's a 22.
Nice.
Nice.
right, traps.
You suffer 1 point of poison damage. As you manage to hold your breath most of it, you just take a little bit and, and you waft it away. But the door's open, and there is another hallway in front of you. And you can see, just from your brief vision, you can see a passage off to your right. And then the hallway continues straight for a little while.
Is this the door that looked like it was more traveled or less traveled?
It was the one where there was like a circular pattern,
Yeah.
sort of in the dust.
Instead of a straight one.
Hmm.
That could be them trying to off-put someone, possibly.
That's
What you thinking?
possible.
Well, I mean, we can't get into the other door.
I mean, that's not entirely true. It's locked,
Yeah, it's
but
not.
we could try to circumvent the lock, or we
Yeah.
could try to circumvent the entire door.
It's a wooden. It's a sturdy, but it's a wooden door.
I mean, we just opened this
I'm a
door and
sturdy flesh elf, so
Right, I'm not saying we don't go through this door, but I'm just saying, well, our reasoning was going through this door or the other.
Well, no, I'm arguing that the other door that's locked, if this door had a little trap on it for
Yeah.
anyone not supposed to be in here,
More than likely.
I imagine the locked door also has something to keep people out.
Yeah.
Right.
Something a lot more deadlier.
I mean, wouldn't that be what the lock is for?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Well,
this one clearly wasn't locked.
This one was meant to be
Well-
open, so this one's not holding all the good secrets.
people like to keep things out. People like to lock things they like to keep out.
Well, hey, well, if the big guys want to smash the door open, that's all. That's their prerogative. I'm just gonna.
Ah, boy.
Shall we proceed forward, or are we still stuck on the other door?
I mean, if we really feel that we must check every door.
Mr. Pons, you're a sly individual. You said so yourself.
Yes.
he says he's the sly individual. Don't forget.
You got any nifty tools for picking locks and disabling traps and all that?
No, I
Because
don't
you'd
got
know all about that, wouldn't you, Ori?
Well,
I've read some books. I've
Mhm.
read some books.
you trying to socially put me in a box like I'm supposed to be some common thief that's stealing from people?
You said so
Well-
yourself.
You
I mean-
did say that you were
Dobby the Sly Pons.
supposedly famous, although we have seen no proof that you are famous.
I didn't say famous. I said well known. Two different.
We've also
areas.
seen no proof that you are well known.
We've seen one person that.
Hey, this is
actually
the
knew you.
opposite of hyping me up to open this fucking door.
I mean, all we're saying is you seem to be kind of shifty and you don't like to tell the truth, and that makes him think that you might be, makes them think that you might be a thief with tools to unlock doors.
I don't think.
Yeah.
he
I
has
don't
it.
know what kind of tools you would use to
Me-
unlock
me-
the door.
me
'cause you
being a
just need
supposed-
keys.
Me being a supposed perpetual liar isn't the same than me being a cat burglar. Okay, I don't got tools to open doors.
Yeah, he said so
Okay.
beforehand. He didn't
Yeah.
have anything to
Well,
it.
Quinn here's got a tool that can open a door. I just don't know if we want to use it.
I also have a way to open a door, possibly.
It's
Is
fairly
it, bla-
loud.
is
Do
it
you mean
blasting the
that-
door open?
Do you mean like how you
Need to
opened the
work
door
before.
before?
Seemed to work before, so try something to.
Well,
get
hey,
different results.
all you saying is, okay, if you wanna know what's behind that secret, weird-looking door, okay, that's up to you. I am fully comfortable going down the other doorway.
Alright.
I mean, I am curious, but at the same time, something bad happened when we opened that other door.
Mm.
They always say curiosity killed the cat. You know what I mean?
This is not a
Yes,
question about.
but
being
Mama
curious.
said, my
This
mama
is-
always said that satisfaction brought him back.
This is about the state of if we get the right door or not.
It is. Can I just to try and settle this? Can I take a look at the closed door, see if there's any way we can figure out whether or not it is actually, gonna explode and kill us if we try and bust through?
Make an investigation.
I would love to. And it's 18.
Yeah, you take a look. Look around the frame. Doesn't seem like it has any traps. You're pretty confident that it's just locked.
Okay.
Would we rather leave it up to luck then? I pull out a gold coin.
I suppose so.
All right. Heads, we go to the locked door. Tails, we go to the unlocked door.
And he drops the lucky coin, and it rolls down a grate.
Uh,
That would be the luck.
I know.
that is tails, so it looks like we had to unlock them.
Good enough for me.
That is fair.
Who am I to argue with the goats? And fate.
All right, so you guys begin heading down the hallway of the door that you already opened. You get about 30 feet in or so, and you notice off to your right there is another corridor. But Baltaim, with your vision, you can see that it just leads off into a dead end, and doesn't really go anywhere. But you can choose to go down if you want. But continuing straight on, you do notice up ahead that it also continues going straight, but it also turns sort of to the left-hand side.
The dead end was to my right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a dead end to the right here. I kind of ponder if that's truly a dead end, actually.
We can take a look, or we can keep going.
I want to head that way.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
head
there
down.
might be writing on the walls.
You head down to the end, and you see a bit of like refuse, and like broken sort of wood, like rotting wood. But other than that, it seems pretty. You can make an investigation if you're looking for something specific.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, I want to take a look for writing on the walls. So if Ori will also look for that, I will help her.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. So Ori, you can make a
Oops.
investigation with
Forgot to
advantage.
switch it. Yeah.
It's okay.
20.
Yeah,
dirty.
you look around. No, just dirty, slimy walls.
Just use.
And then, can I touch the wall?
Yeah, you touch the wall and you get nice, gross, disgusting slime on your hands.
Not sure
you
that was a
might
smart
wanna
idea.
wash your hand now. I just don't know how you're going to do that.
Don't touch your face.
It took
10
us
out of
this
10.
many hours, but we finally
out of
got
10.
one.
I
How
will-
human.
Time of joke?
I'll wipe it off.
I mean, if only you had extra toilet paper, this wouldn't have happened.
We remembered to buy all the rations, right?
So you guys
Okay.
head back.
So no,
Indulge me.
yeah,
Are you guys
no
heading back?
writing, no like hidden
No.
switches. We're going to turn back.
Okay. So you guys head back towards the other corridor and continue heading down. Again, you get to that offshoot that turns to the left, and you see in front of you, and it heads out to another dead end. But what you do notice is off to your left, another sort of pipe comes out, and water flows again down towards your left-hand side. You'd have to kind of like walk over a walkway to go towards the other dead end that's like straight in front of you.
This is just a dead end as well, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can turn to your left to follow the flow of the stream.
The water. Okay. And it's shit water, right? Not clean
Yeah.
water.
It's sewage water, yeah.
Got you.
Cool. Okay.
Hooray!
Do we feel the need to investigate every dead end?
Possibly not.
Because
We're already a week behind.
I mean, it might be best just to follow the flow of water at this point.
I think so.
So what are you guys
Well,
doing?
this is leading out, right? This flow of water is leading out towards us?
It's like, so you get like up to this junction, the water's flowing this way, and then the dead end continues straight.
Okay.
So it's parallel to us. Okay.
Yeah, the dead end's
So I
parallel to you, the water's flowing perpendicular.
Got you. And the water is flowing into.
Towards the left-hand side, which is the other direction, the only other directions you have to go.
Got you. Okay. I thought it was
Um,
flowing into a bigger pipe. I was like, ah,
No,
shit.
no, no.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too. Okay, so,
Yeah.
okay,
No,
so we
but
can go...
again, on this side, it's like you have a small area to walk across to this dead end, and then where the water flows, you can choose to be on the right or left-hand side of the path,
Gotcha.
as you
Okay.
can't be in the center. It's about 10 feet across or so.
Let's head to that path.
Okay, so you start walking down the path. You go for about 30 feet or so, and it turns again to your right. You continue. Again, all you hear is like various like little of rats and things that obviously must live down here and feed off the refuse. You sometimes hear like the skittering of a spider, or you see one like crawling up the wall. And you continue down again for another maybe 60 feet before you have to turn left again. And you continue down another very long corridor. It goes past your 120 feet dark vision. At this point, Dobby, you have no more. Your light is gone. So I
Gotcha.
assume Quinn or Baltime, you're casting it again on his dagger. You continue for another 100 feet or so, and you notice this pathway continues, and it takes you maybe another 5 minutes or so before you come to the edge of your vision. You see that the path turns again to your left. You move to your left, and you notice that as you're coming down on your right, there's another pathway, or you can continue going straight.
Seems like we're in a bit of a maze.
And it seems like the water is flowing to your right.
Okay.
Oh.
Any indication about where any kind of traffic would have been going, other than just by following the water?
You can make a survival to see if you notice any foot traffic.
You know what? I'm not bad at that. I can try.
I do the same. Since I'm 20.
Ooh. I'm gonna also do a survival.
All right.
It would be great if we could employ these rats that are down here. They certainly know the territory.
Yo,
Okay.
Perry, since
I got me a 17.
Quinn, you notice it seems like it's very hard to make out, and the water does overflow onto the walkways, but very faintly it seems like you can almost see some kind of movement goes down to the right hand side.
Okay.
Okay.
I point that out. So we do have something going towards the right.
Gotcha.
Also,
Back with what Sinrick said. Yeah, Perry. Since you a druid, can you like turn into a rat? Can you like talk to rats?
no. I mean,
No.
I could turn into a rat, but then, I mean,
Then you're wasting the shape.
I could only do that like twice a day. Well, twice a day unless I take like an hour-long rest. And if
Okay.
we do not have an hour, I will not rest down here in this place that smells like,
Shit.
yeah,
It's a literal shithole.
yeah.
Also-
For that, yes.
Also, if she did turn into a rat to talk to the rats, she wouldn't be able to talk to us. So she'd only be able to
Well-
ask like the one question.
Well, I mean, I would just like have a series of questions that I could ask the rat, and then I would get the answers to that,
Oh,
and
fair.
then I would be me again. Because like I get to keep how smart I am and stuff.
Oh.
Like I don't become a rat. I become Perry as a rat.
Perry the rat.
But you're still a rat?
But I still look like a rat.
Okay,
and I
magic
still
is
do
weird.
Rat things.
Yeah.
Well, magic's not weird, though.
But
That's
my brain is still my brain.
But inside
Quite
the
interesting.
rat body.
Perry, make an intelligence.
Okay.
What was that face about?
Wait, sorry, who make intelligence?
We're gonna find out.
You're as smart as a rat.
Well,
As a rat, like shaped into a rat, you really probably couldn't communicate. Also, rats are really fucking dumb.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Like
Rats
you
aren't
get
real
to
smart.
luckily you get to keep your intelligence, but they don't have so much of it. So
Yeah. I mean,
probably
I
Unless
just,
you
shape
happen to
shifting
find
into
another
a rat
druid
and
rat.
trying to ask for directions around a sewer, probably not going to help you very much.
I mean, the rats might be able to tell me where they eat garbage, but
Not sure that's a useful
But
bit of
we're
information.
not gonna eat garbage. Rats are not very bright.
Right, so there's actual data here on the ground with tracks going in this direction
I think
that we
that's
could
good
follow
radio.
that has nothing to do with anyone becoming a rat for a little while. So,
I like this idea. I don't really want to turn
I
into a
concur.
rat, because then what if somebody stepped on me?
well, then wouldn't you no longer be a rat after you were stepped on?
Yeah, wouldn't
Yeah,
you
but
just?
it would still hurt to be stepped on as a rat.
I mean,
That
you'd
is
be.
true.
You, I mean,
That's
you'd
about
be a
fair.
big
I
rat,
have to
though, right?
No, I would be a rat-shaped rat.
As opposed to a rat that's shaped like a dog? Oh, wait,
Could be
no,
a rouse.
capybara.
A rat-sized rat.
A rodent of unusual size?
Yeah, Rouse.
No, I would just be a rat, like a little rat.
This is riveting and all, but maybe we should continue riding.
I agree.
Are you continuing in the
Right.
same?
We're going right.
Yeah, are you going in the same formation as before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Okay. Baltaim, you turn the corner and continue forward, and you feel, and I need you to make a dex save.
Oh gosh.
A deck save?
Mm-hmm.
If only we had a roguish type who was good at seeing this shit ahead of time.
That's a
Okay.
Ooh.
You feel a dart stick into your neck. You take 4 points of poison damage, and you are poisoned.
Oh shit! I'm glad he took
As
that.
it hits
not
your
me.
neck, and you pull it out, and you like toss it to the ground, and you're like, ah! And you feel this through your body, and you're just like, and you're like double vision for a second, and you're having trouble keeping it together. But you are poisoned, so you have disadvantage on attacks and ability checks for the next hour.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I think we're
So
going
we-
the right way.
Might want to check for more of those going forward.
Might be a smart idea to do that as we go. Can anybody see like where it came from? Is that if it was like a one and done, or something that would have reloaded?
Well, I mean, I assume it was a pressure plate, so we would just step over it.
No,
at this
it was
point.
he felt a tripwire.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, okay.
So you don't feel you
Okay.
feel that the trap has been sprung.
Okay.
Well-
Cool.
As
Alright.
much as I don't want to volunteer, as I am not necessarily the best person to be the front of a train, I'm fairly confident in my abilities to notice tiny details since, I read so many books.
Perhaps you stand in front of me then.
Yep, that'll,
This seems like a not great idea.
probably not, but, unless any of you stare at small, tiny print all day,
I mean, I've read a book before, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm qualified to, hunt down subterranean traps anymore
Are
than
there
anyone else.
booby
I mean,
traps in your
I'll-
libraries?
Do you
I'll-
go
I'll
to,
pull-
That's a valid question. Do you go to trapped libraries?
I'll pull out the health potion and say, I mean, I did find this that nobody else saw, and we were all kind of searching that place up and down.
I
well,
suppose
if you
that's fair.
prefer, I mean, I'm pretty hardy. I can just lead.
I mean, we can also just do that. You
You
took
also
that
can't
poison like a
see.
champ at that door.
Well,
Can
I
you not
think
see?
if you'd like to try scouting ahead, you can try getting up at the front, and then see how that goes.
I think if Miss Oriana stands in front of me and can look out for the smaller things, I can look out for the larger things. I actually can see quite well down here.
Okay, so are you step in front of Baltaim?
Sounds like that's the plan, unless we want the barbarian to just
No.
sprint through the dungeon.
I think
Okay.
I like this idea.
Okay, so Ori stands in front of Baltaim, and you guys begin to head forward. And what's your marching order now? So it's Ori, Baltaim,
Mm-hmm.
Dobby.
I'm not. I'm gonna go behind Sinrich. Is Sinrich still in the back?
He's at the back.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm towards the
It's
back.
of the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna dip towards the back since me and him. I don't want to get in the way
So
of
it's
anyone.
so then it's Ori, Baltaim, Quinn.
right?
Yes, unless Perry
Okay,
wants to go in
cool.
front of me.
No, I'll go behind you.
Okay, so
Okay,
Ori,
then yes.
Baltaim, Quinn, Perry, Dobby, Sinric.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
All
And
right.
I'm paying special attention, looking.
All right.
where
So
I'm
you're keeping an eye out. So you guys continue forward about another 30, 40 feet or so, and Ori, make a perception check.
I'm also gonna cast Armor of Agathis as is going on. I'm gonna the mist of the sewers.
Perception.
Okay.
My armor
Yeah.
again.
So you watch as the humid air coalesces and goes cold and and this like blackish green ice coalesces all around Baltaim's armor in spikes protruding outwards.
That's a 1.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
I can see pretty well, she says.
Okay, so you guys
Let
continue.
me up at the front. I'm good at seeing things, she says. I'm good at playing the violin, she says.
God, I am
Who's the bigger liar
so
here?
happy I went towards the back.
All right.
Who's the
Thought
bigger
to
liar,
die.
Ori or
So-
Dobby?
To be fair, I thought it would be an investigation check.
You continue forward.
Yo, oh my
no.
god.
Thought the guy behind me was paying attention to the bigger shit.
Oh, this looks super cool.
It does. We're gonna
Just need this too.
Oh, that looks really shitty.
I don't like the we need this too.
All right. So I just need to rearrange you guys a little bit.
Got you.
Okay.
Baltaim, is your armor now made of frozen sewer water?
Yes, it's
He cast armor of frozen
Yeah.
poo.
yeah, it's
What
not.
one would say that's pretty shitty armor.
I'm glad one of
So-
us got there.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm in the fucking front.
It's not lost on me. No, thank you.
You've got
In my
no one to
defense,
blame but
I
yourself,
did
man.
offer to lead.
No, you did.
Uh-huh.
I should have fucking let you.
Okay.
Maybe
As-
next time.
As you get to about here,
Yep.
Oh,
that is where we'll end our session tonight.
Oh, don't do this to me.
Oh.
I want to
Do it,
know what's
do it.
gonna kill me.
No, do it to him. Do it to him. Do it
So
to him.
glad. Oh, who's gonna lead the rest of the people? Like, oh, Dobby, he's gonna go in the back. Okay.
All right.
Maybe I'm starting to get a little respect for Dobby right now.
Thank you guys so much for sticking with us and watching.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This has been an interesting one. It
Yeah.
should be a fun one next week. I hope all of you have enjoyed. Please take care. The world is in a very interesting place right now, and there's a lot going on. So take care of each other. Remember, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Have a great Friday. Make good choices. And we hope to see you back here next week. Thank you so much. Bye.
Don't forget to wash your hands.
Bye. Yeah, wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Go to his face.